The secret side of me, I never.
All right. You know what that means. Sound means it's another great edition of Thursday Night Throwdown, also on Sunday. So we got the great matchup tonight for Sunday Night Football. Basically battle for the division. A couple loss here with the loss of Bateman here for the Ravens. This game is, we'll talk a lot more about it, but to me, this game is an NDA game, which basically means no defense allowed. I see a track meet that's basically going to happen. Both teams are basically going to kind of run up the field. The Ravens are going to get big chunk plays on the ground. Cincinnati's going to get big chunk plays through the air. So we'll look at props. We'll look at things like that. I've got some things I've got to settle out and see some stuff. But all right, Rich. Overall football, NFL, we did really, really well. We went 6-2 on the plays we gave Thursday. So coming off of 5-1 NFL last week, so we're doing pretty well in the NFL. Need to continue it up. I mean, obviously the time games are a little bit tougher because you don't get a choice. That's the game you're betting. Let's see how we're going to look at it, and we'll go from there. All right. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're having a good day. You should, if you followed our plays that went along. So hopefully we made up for the college football fiasco that we had the other day. So wasn't a great week for college football. I will tell you, it hasn't been a great couple of weeks for college football. So maybe there's some talk that we're going to very much limit a lot of our college football plays. So
yeah, I am for sure. I think that I think as far as college goes, I think there's a lot of I think there's a lot of states that have betting now that are moving numbers, and I think it's having unexpected outcomes. So it's a little bit more variance there. So I'm going to limit my action. I know we're going to plan to limit ours as a crew here. So I know it doesn't really help anybody right now because they're already winning, but I did take the Padres to win tonight. So they're up 2-0 right now. And yeah, as far as NFL goes, I had a pretty nice day today. I had 3 plays, two winners, and I've got one pending, which is the over tonight. I'm on the Bengals Ravens over 47, I believe I got. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've got going tonight. No props so far. I might take a look and see if there's something that sticks out tonight. Maybe some anytime touchdowns or something. And that's about it. What's up, Ken? What's up, Ben? Chat?
Yeah, we'll see there. He's filling in while I close out some things, so you're not going to hear from me for a second. I've got to close out some stuff. So yeah.
Ken took Lamar over rushing and Andrews over receiving. I know you had mentioned you wanted to look at Andrews numbers and possibly Duvernay's. I think we're going to see a lot of back and forth in this game. So I do like both sides to put up some points here tonight.
Yeah, when these two teams get together, they generally do. I mean, if you look at the last game was, and anybody in Baltimore will flat out tell you, it was a missed tackle twice on Jamar Chase that led to his big game. They're not wrong. It's 100%. It was a missed tackle that led to his big game. The downside is there's no guarantee it's not going to happen again.
Right.
And the way this team has been tackling, won't be shocked if it does. So to sit there and say that's the reason we're going one way or another, no. I think I see also Baltimore trying to prove, okay, they don't have Bateman. That's fine. I actually see this is the game that if you like Isaiah Likely, this is the game where he is going to be counted on to make some things happen. And what I mean by that is strictly that he's the next option.
Right.
I know they like James Prochet too. He's another person that you kind of look at as well, but I really think that Isaiah Likely, and we're going to check his stats, stuff like that. We'll go through the props real here in the next 5 minutes as I continue to close some things out here and make sure I can win the most amount of money I can.
Yeah, I think I don't remember which game it was last year, but I know I heard a handful of people mentioning that last year Baltimore and Cincinnati, I think one of the games Burrow had like 500 yards passing and
Correct.
like
He has a chance to be
touchdowns
the
or
first
something.
person to have 3 consecutive 400-yard games. Yes,
Right.
that is correct.
Yeah.
That's a chance. And what you're basically saying, okay, well, they're not really that good in the back, so he has a big chance to throw it, and I think he will. The question is, can they block long enough for him to be able to get rid of the ball?
Sure.
That's the big unknown in this game. That I told you a week ago that Cincinnati was going to make the playoffs, and I kind of got laughed at. And I said, well, it's a great number because you're not going to have it. Then they went out, they won the Thursday night game, and they had the longest rest getting ready for this game. So they're fully healthy, as
Right.
healthy as they're going to be in this game. And I really like their chances here to come away with some things. So, oops, that's in the wrong spot.
Yeah, that Thursday night game against the Dolphins kind of went a little sideways once Tua got knocked out.
Yeah,
Little
I mean, you thought Bridgewater was going to come in there and be able to right the ship and do some positive things, but yeah, it looked really quickly that whatever once you had the adjustments basically made at halftime to say, okay, this is no longer Tua, we're now looking at Bridgewater, and they must have had Bridgewater scouted really well because they knew exactly what
yeah,
Bridgewater could and couldn't do. In the second half, he was terrible,
sure.
and then basically gets knocked out this game. So, and I mean, they're down to Skylar Thompson right now as their quarterback. So,
Yeah, Dolphins are in a bad place right now. They're in a pretty bad place. I don't know. I don't really
it's
know.
kind of funny where how it's funny with football because you're always like, well, that team's doing well. They're on a rebound. They're looking well. You got Jalen Waddle. You got Derek there, and then Waddle kind of gets a bad wheel, and then there, and then next thing you know, you're kind of looking up, and you're like, what happened to that great place that we were sitting in?
Well, yeah, I mean, when you're looking at the Dolphins and their weapons, right? I mean, especially like you mentioned Waddle, but Waddle and Hill both. They both came up. They both popped on the injury report this week, and then you're already downgraded from Tua to Bridgewater, and then you downgrade from Bridgewater to the
Out of
last guy. Yeah, and
you're calling him the last.
well, I mean, he was the last guy on the bench, I think. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to have to go sign somebody now.
Yeah.
Unless I don't know. The Dolphins have put themselves and the rest of the league in kind of a bad spot with the Tua stuff. So so I don't know. I don't know where they're going to go for their quarterback, but I don't know. They, like I said, they've put themselves and the rest of the league in a bad spot.
Yeah. Looking at today's games, these are pretty much going to be for the rest of the year. Whoever Seattle plays, you're just loading up on those guys.
Speaking of Seattle, it's a surprising team there. Seattle's surprising, and the
Well,
Giants.
they can put up points, but they can't stop anybody from putting up points. That's
Yeah,
been
yeah. Seattle and Detroit are kind of one and the same. I view them as very similar. And then last week we had Seattle against Detroit, so it was kind of that's where the fireworks come in. But yeah,
Well, even today, look at Taysom
surprised.
Hill. If you had Taysom Hill in at tight end this week, you won your fantasy.
Seattle was a surprise, and like I said, the Giants, another surprise.
All right, so now we got it. Let's take a look at what we got for there. I got my stuff kind of closed up, locked up. So passing yards, we look at Burrow at 283, Lamar at 227. I mean, I got to take the 283. I'm not going to. I just got the fact that he's playing versus a team that has issues in the back. You got to take Burrow over 283. You just got to. I think they're gonna. I don't see them having a lot of success on the ground. So
Yeah.
I think their way is always through the air. And I think it's kind of like when you get like a Tom Brady today got 260 for his number, which was like an easiest win I had all day. It's like,
Yeah,
you
he was
sure that's what?
unbelievable.
Yeah, you sure that's what you want to give me? Yeah. All right. So Mark Andrews, anytime touchdown is plus 100. Andrews is going to be a massive weapon that they're going to go to. Cincinnati doesn't do that well against tight ends. So we're going to go ahead and take that as well.
What was the number you got on Burrow?
283.
283.
Yep, that's what I got.
I got 273.
Oh, damn. I'd take that.
Yeah. Yeah, normally that's weird. Normally mine is usually worse.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins, we're taking him anytime touchdown. Dobbins is back. Dobbins will be a workhorse. And you anytime you get a Joe Mixon number under 130, you got to take that.
For touchdown?
Yep. Because Mixon has the ability basically to get it through the air and on the ground. There's nobody else they give the ball to. And that's all I'm taking anytime. I'm gonna take a shoot for the moon one, which is just gonna be a multiple, like a bunch of guys. I'm gonna take Duvernay, Hayden Hurst, J.K. Dobbins, and we'll throw Joe Mixon in there and see what I get for my odds.
Did you take Andrew's receptions or his receiving yards?
I haven't got to there yet.
Oh, okay.
We still got 20 minutes. All I've got was passing and touchdowns. That's all I've taken. Look, I mean, personally, T. Higgins is probably always good versus the Ravens. Chase, but I can't play with 9 million guys scoring a touchdown because what's going to happen is it's just not going to happen. You end up looking up in there and you got your odds, and what ends up happening is you hit your anytime touchdown and then you basically break even. And it's like, well, that doesn't do me any damn good. So, yeah. So, I mean, I know you got to like Lamar. Lamar's probably going to score. I mean, he's probably definitely worthy.
It's plus 135.
Yeah. You got Dobbins' first touchdown, which was the first touchdown last week at plus 700. That's what I like. Because I still think they're going to try to limit the hits on Lamar. And you've kind of seen it. A third or fourth down, maybe Lamar runs, but he's not running on first down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so passing touchdowns, we're definitely going to go to it. I don't care. It's going to be a nice number. We've been living off Lamar's passing touchdowns all year at over 1.5. We're going to take it again. Yeah, he's going to hit Andrews for 1. and maybe somebody out of the backfield or somewhere enough, but he's going to throw for 2 touchdowns. So Burrows is at, if you look at Burrows' numbers, Burrows is not as much because, like I said, Joe Mixon comes in and steals interception, passing touchdowns. Interception numbers kind of interesting. I'll stay off of it for now. Rushing yards, Lamar's at 64. Lamar is going to have to run the ball. They're going to have to run the ball. Joe Burrow's at 21. That's kind of an interesting number. But we took Burrow at 11 and he couldn't get it, so he's not running
Right.
as much as he has in previous years. Lamar's going to know he's got to do stuff to be able to have this. They're 4 games. He's averaging roughly around 80 yards a game. Is the average. Obviously, he's not doing that in every game, but I think he's going to be able to get that. I got 64. What do you got?
For what number?
Lamar's rushing yards.
I have 59.
And I'll take the 64. I'll take Lamar over 64. You have 59?
I have 59.
All right, we'll call that the number. Lamar over
Yeah,
59 and a half rushing. Yep, I like that. And this is the guy I think is going to have a big number. And the number to get him is so low that's why I think this is one of the best games in the year. Isaiah Likely over 11 and a half yards receiving. Someone's going to take the targets. He's going to take some targets. Demarcus Robinson's going to take some targets. You'll have an increase for Duvernay, but Likely's a much bigger target.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of game where I think he's going to come to play. I really like Likely to get his numbers. And I think the Ravens throw it around a lot more than people think they're going to do this game. Andrews is all the way up to 75 from a receiving yards. Now, Buffalo stopped him, but Buffalo stops everybody. 75 is not too small for him. The only issue is, again, without Bateman, if I'm Cincinnati, he's double teamed all game. I just said, here, someone else beat me.
Right.
T. Higgins has hit that number in 3 straight games. That's probably a really good time if we want to steal some Cincinnati guys.
I took Likely. I don't have his receiving numbers, but I took his anytime touchdowns plus 550. Worth a shot. Decent number.
Yep.
When I'm looking at anytime touchdowns, I'm usually looking to grab somebody that's got a decent number, because usually you get one. I mean, we've seen it how many times. You get one random guy that scores pretty much every game. You hit that guy, pays for your next few bets.
Yeah, Likely just went up 4 yards. We're being market movers here, guys.
Yeah, moving numbers.
Moving numbers. That's what we want to do. What's your talk about Joe Mixon at over 23 and a half? So Joe comes in here basically averaging 25 a game.
You're talking about 23 and a half receiving yards?
Yep. Also, what's the chat saying? They're saying some things, and I can't see it when I'm trying to. I want to make sure we don't neglect the chat. They might have some other stuff as well. Oops.
Yeah, Ken said that he's on Lamar's over rushing and Andrews over receiving. He said he wants to take Chase because the Ravens' corners are trash. And he said Gino is making Russ look silly.
Yeah, well, again, Gino's doing a good job that getting the ball to the weapons. That's what he's doing a good job of. He hit DK. He's actually giving him the ball more. He had a 50-yard touchdown. Lockett's catching passes. Then they're opening holes on the ground game. So, I mean, their first round pick, the tackle they got is actually just blowing people up. Yeah.
Yeah, so Mixon receiving. So far this season, he's got 63, 26, 14, and 13. That's on
Yeah.
7, 3, 3, and 4 receptions. So, I mean, he's involved. I guess just seems like I would want him to be involved. I'd want him to be involved more.
Yeah. Let's look at receptions. We still got 14 minutes to go.
Yeah, so 4, 3, 3, and 7. I think he also got banged up in a couple of these games, so he was in and out of the game a couple times. If I recall correctly, I think P. Ryan was in a couple times.
He's banged up every game. I mean, all right, we're going to take Duvernay over 3.5 receptions. I know everybody thinks the corners are trash, but I don't think the corners are that bad. I actually think it's a safety play that might not be up to par. That would be, if you're looking at Baltimore, that's where I would think. There's some missed assignments. There's some things of that nature. I know you guys like Chase, but everybody likes Chase. But you got to take him over 6.5, and you got to take it at minus 145.
Yeah,
which means
those are numbers I don't normally like to bet. It gets
if
too
you want,
high.
yeah, you get over 6.5, and then you can get 120. You can get plus 121.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's though Cooper Kupp and Jefferson are making those numbers look hilarious. And I will tell you, this is the game I will 100% miss one of my favorite bets I've been cashing nonstop on. Leonard Fournette over 3.5 receptions. That is gone. It's going to have some ridiculous 6 or 7 number now.
Yeah, you had a nice game today.
He had 10.
Yeah.
He had 10.
I've got him in a couple leagues.
Yeah, he definitely played. The Bucs didn't play that well. They played Atlanta. No Kyle Pitts. That was kind of there, and we'll break down that. So see, even Higgins, you got to take 6 catches. I mean, the other day we took him at 4.5. Andrews, you got to take 6.5 catches.
So I think you walk that back and you look at okay, if they're projecting so many catches for these guys, then you either take Burrow's yardage, which we have, or you take Burrow's completions. Because if they're projecting that many receptions for these receivers, instead of taking one receiver to hit his receptions, you take Burrow to hit his completions, and then it doesn't matter who he throws to.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad take. I am going to take Mixon over 3.5 receptions, though. He's got 17 catches in 4 games. He's averaging 4 a game. He's going to be involved all game long. So we're going to take that. If you haven't figured this out, if you're parlaying teams, you should be parlaying the big little on any game that has a spread under 3. If you like a team a lot and you like them, just take the big little 1 to 13. You get that at like plus 140. Take that with the late game. And all of a sudden you're at like plus 300, plus 500. I mean, I take enough big littles together, and as long as the team that I thought was going to win, which is the only way you were going to win your parlay anyway, wins, that number is astronomically bigger than what it was. I kind of like your idea. I'm going to take Burrow's completions and seeing what it is.
Yep.
Making sure it's not ungodly here. So Burley's completions is
Should be like
24 and a half.
20. I was gonna say it should be like 25.
That'll be the most completions he's had all year.
What did he have in this game? What did he have in this game the last 2 times?
But yeah, this game, last game, because Baltimore was up, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he had the last time. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. That's kind of high for me. All right, I'm looking at tackles, assists right now. Who plays linebacker? Jesse Bates. There's my boy. Logan Wilson. What?
Right on a chair by the wine fridge is first to go, like
Okay.
through the bag cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this cake crate too. I'll fold that up. All right. Okay. What do we take the most overrated player in the history of the world now? They've got him at 6 tackles. Can't take
Ben
that.
likes Ben likes the Ravens to win tonight.
Ben's from Baltimore.
Yeah, but he's a Washington fan.
Yeah, Ben's a lot of fans. He roots for the Ravens a lot. Don't get that wrong. That's definitely. It's not a bad look. It's all going to be on their pass defense. If they can stop them on the pass defense, then maybe they've got a chance to win this. If Burrow is able to sling it around, so the goal is for the Ravens to get up by at least 17 points in the first half, and then it's a shoo-in. We could just take Cincinnati on the money line.
Right. Or, I mean, it should lock up our over.
What do you have for Justin Tucker over 6.5 points?
Probably the same. 6.5. I mean, double.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be lower than that.
It's part coaching, it's part experience. Everyone wants to go ahead and talk about Marcus Williams is having a great game because he's got a couple picks, but he's kind of in that Tavon Diggs where he's got a couple picks. He also has a lot of times he's been burnt. So he's kind of a risk reward type guy. And I don't know if that's we're gonna see anything different.
I have 7.5 for Tucker at plus 105.
I got 6.5 at minus 130.
Yeah.
All right, we'll stay with this.
7.5 for Tucker, 6.5 for McPherson.
Oh, here's my girlie. It's also cold as shit outside, just to let you know. If anybody was worried about that.
Yeah.
I think Lamar has a great game. I don't think at all he has a bad game at all. That's why we took his touchdowns over 1.5. We took a couple different things over there. I don't know if I put that in the banner. Did I put that in the banner? No, I'll put that in the banner. And I think he overcomes the loss of Bateman a little bit more prolonged drives. But I also think the Bengals move the ball at will. And they'll make some adjustments, and maybe their Oweh is going to have a big game. JPP is going to have to show you a lot more than he showed last week because he looked like an old man last week. Maybe it's just understanding. Houston itself is hit or miss. I think he's good for about a quarter. Then he looks like he's out of gas. So it won't shock me at all for them to score. Like I said, the biggest thing I want in this game is points. Just give me freaking points and give me more points and more points.
So what you're saying is Baltimore's defensive line is like the NFL senior tour.
Correct. I 100% think it's like the NFL senior tour. I think you're looking at, if you're teasing the game, you got to take Cincinnati. In the NFL, you got to take anytime you can get 8 or 9 points. You got to take
You
the other
take the
team.
points. Yeah, you take
Take
the
the
points.
points, and you sit there. Baltimore could win this game. I'm not saying they can't. The fact that the total has gone up 2 points since we've talked, because I'm looking at teasers now and I'm getting 42.5 to 41,
Yeah.
which I got before the game started. That's a difference when you have a first half of 24. What was great, I had my prop builder giving me a first half of under 24.5, and I had my regular betting thing giving me a first half of over 23.5. So when I was doing parlays all day, depending on when I was betting props as a parlay or teams as a parlay, I was taking the first half over 23.5, and I'm taking the second half because most likely in the NFL, if you go over, you're stopping at 24, 14 to 10,
Right.
17 to 7, 21 to 3. And if you go over 28, that's great. We're bigger on the over anyway. So I am perfectly fine with that. I will say, except for my props, I'm 100% covered in this game. Now, that cover is only going to cover what I'm already down. But we shall see. It should be a very good game. The game is for the division. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think Baltimore's going to want to come out and try to prove something early. I looked at carries, but carries are so close. You had 13.5. Dobbins has had 13 carries. They give the ball to 3 different running backs. He teased Bengals to the over after hearing you guys are like the over. All right. So Ken is going against from us. He's got no faith in us, is what I'm hearing.
No, he says he teased Bengals to the under and over.
Okay.
So he's got the Bengals, and then he's got both sides, so he can hit that. So he's looking to hit that at 40, 45 to 50 range.
Yep. So I don't know. I got 4 hours here to stay awake and get there. Ben, I know you're a Skins fan, but you're not from Bmore. Okay. Let me ask you, Ben, give me the city that you live in. And if you tell me like Crofton, that's right in the middle of the two.
Bengals plus 10 and over 41. I like it, Gerardo. I like it. Anytime you can get 10 points, I mean, that's, unless you're talking about getting 10 points with the Steelers against the Bills, and then you're gonna have to add a couple numbers to that. Add a couple multipliers to that.
I made several hundred on the first half and the full game, and I still kick myself that I didn't do 1,000. I absolutely kick myself.
Seeing that 14. Normally, when I see a number that big, I'm either like I either completely like I just move on, or I take the other side. Like I'll take the points with the Steelers. That is very seldom do I ever take, lay 14 points, and I had no problem doing that in that game.
Well, let's be 100% honest though. The score dictated the final score because Pittsburgh went for it like 4 times in field goal range on 4th down because they were down 21 points.
Yeah.
And
well, that's because they kicked it one time and got booed.
Yeah.
They kicked it down 21 one time and got booed. So then they started going for it.
And everybody wants to sit there and talk about Kenny Pickett played a great game and Pickens is good. And Pickens is good. We told you Pickens during the draft I said was the best wide receiver in the draft. I 100% that you can go back to that. And my question was, where is he going to play? And he's been throwing for 4 weeks to nothing but Kenny Pickett. So it's no shock when Kenny Pickett comes into play He only has eyes for Kenny Pickett, George Pickens. That's all he looks for.
Right.
And he started finally looking for Deontay Johnson, which was nice to see. But I mean, and then Claypool got a lot of his catches in the second half. But if you're Pat Fryermuth fan, you're pissed. He doesn't look at that guy to save his damn life. And when he
Yeah,
does, it's making a 5-year pass.
I've got Fryermuth in my dynasty league, and this is the first week he didn't show up. So not ideal. It's not ideal. I think I'm ready to go back to Mitch. Let's go back to Mitch. I really don't give two shits if the Steelers lose every freaking game. Just throw the ball to Fryermuth.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to go with Pickett, and you can say Pickett there. He's like, oh, he threw for 300 yards. He threw the ball 50 times. Mass majority of those yards came in the second half when they were down 28 points.
Nice. We got another run in the Padres Mets game. It's 3-0 Padres.
Here's how you can explain the New York Giants. Brian Dabo. Brian Dabo might be what I saw today, one of the best play callers I've ever seen. He was making calls that I don't care if it was me playing quarterback. I would have had a one-on-one read or a two-option read, and there was nothing the defense could do. The other fact of when you see what's going on with the Giants, they drafted Andrew Thomas last year, a road grader right tackle, left tackle. You drafted Evan Neal this year. You put him at the other tackle spot. You had to get big guy Hernandez from UTEP from a couple of years ago, and they're just rolling people over. And they're being smart, leaving the ball on the ground. It's like the Cowboys-Giants game. Cowboys won that game. Why? At that game, they would look like very stupid. I said, Cowboys can't stop the run. Throw the damn ball. Run the damn ball. It's the same thing the Rams did. The Rams basically came into this first half today, ran the ball. You had Cam Akers had 41 yards with 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. They hit the big pass to Cooper Kupp. They ran it 7 more times. And what are you doing? Pound the damn rock. I mean, there's a part where you have to sit there and go, look, we have to run the football because the other team doesn't stop the run. The Cowboys, how are you going to lose that game? We talked about that on Thursday. Dropping back to pass and watching Matt Stafford get killed. I cashed into over 7.5 sacks. It's the biggest sack total I've ever taken pre-flop. But neither team could block, so I knew both teams there. The only way you were going to do that was run the ball. And then once you start running the ball, then you can mix some play action in. And you can get your passes off without your quarterback getting killed. But if you were just going to drop back to pass on second and third down, and that's how the game changed. They had a fumble recovery for a touchdown. There's Jamar Chase, first down.
10 yards.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's up, Chief?
We kind of had a good idea that the Cowboys were gonna feast against that Rams offensive line, and even, I mean, I don't know if you watched the game, but Parsons actually got hurt in the first half, and he was not 100% after the first half. So, but he still got out there and he still got after it. But I mean, that Cowboys defensive line was just so good.
Yeah, I mean, that team is very, very good. He lipped. I mean, DeMarcus. I don't know how DeMarcus Lawrence actually got back in the game. He looked like he got himself knocked out with the right.
I was going to say,
guard,
he looked like he knocked himself out.
Yeah, and I thought, okay, the Rams will come back, and that went to halftime, and I thought for sure, okay, he was done for the game based on the new concussion protocol. But no, he comes back in and has the plays. And again, the Cowboys were smart today. What'd they do? They ran the damn ball. What'd they do?
Yep.
They gave Tony Pollard. As soon as Zeke got 18 carries, didn't matter what his total are, he only saw the ball twice. After he hit his 18th carry in the third quarter, he only saw the ball 2 more times the rest of the game. They said, well, we really would rather play Pollard anyway. And Pollard had the big run early in the second quarter, and then Pollard just was the guy at the end of the game that to end the game. Pollard is your better running back. We've said that 100 times. It's there. And I'm sorry. The MVP of this league is 100% Josh Allen. And it's not even close. I mean, it's not even close. 3rd and 4, he got hit. He's going to punt.
How did we get to talking about? How did we jump from the Cowboys to Josh Allen?
Well, I was just going through the games. Sorry. Because they're going to talk about Joe Burrow. They're going to talk about Lamar as your MVP. They're going to talk about Jalen Hurts as your MVP.
Josh Allen. Josh Allen looked like an absolute stud. I mean, we know what he is, but I don't know. I think I don't know if it's this week or coming up in a couple weeks here. I think the Bills and KC are actually playing.
That's next week.
Is it next week? Okay. Yeah, I mean,
it's not on Thursday Night Football. We get the Bears and the Redskins.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's our Thursday night game. So Josh Allen has 14 touchdowns already. Remember, it's only game 5. 4 picks, 1,600 yards. If you compare him to Jalen Hurts, who's basically the other guy that they're talking about as the front runner. Now, Hurts has more rushing touchdowns. So you do got to pick up that. But to me, I don't equate that. Hurts has only thrown for 4 touchdowns and 2 picks.
He benefited. Hurts benefited early on from a pretty soft schedule. I think as the season goes on and the schedule toughens up a little bit, I think we might see his numbers kind of come back to the mean.
Yep, definitely agree.
I mean, he's definitely improved. Hurts has definitely improved. He's improved as a passer and he's improved as a decision maker. I mean, they're winning games. So
what happened to AJ Brown today? Did he get hurt?
I don't know.
He just get it. Basically, we're not going to catch the ball today.
Yeah, I don't know. I had Red Zone on, but I was cooking at the same time, so I didn't see what was going on there. I know every time they cut over to that game, I don't remember seeing him do really anything. Yeah. It says AJ Brown first down game of the season. 7 targets, 3 receptions, 32 yards. So I mean, he was out there. I don't have a snap percentage, but I'm assuming it was his normal.
Yep.
Doesn't say anything about him getting hurt or anything.
Yep. Sorry, I told everybody to take the Chargers live. That you just guys can't stop anybody.
Oh, I don't care. I literally when I was sitting there watching that game, and my wife was here, and I'm like, you know what? I figured they're going to lose this game. I'm just here to see how they're going to lose it. I'm just here to watch how they're going to lose the game. And then there was like 2 minutes left or whatever, and the Chargers had the ball, and then I thought they were going to run the clock out, and I'm like, oh, Chargers are going to run the clock out. Okay, cool, no big deal. So then the Chargers somehow go through and they decide, oh, we're going to go for it on 4th down instead of punt the ball. And I'm like, oh my God. They're going to go for it on 4th down, and they go for it on 4th down. They don't get it. The Browns get the ball back with a kicker who hasn't missed a field goal all season until this game, in which he missed 2. One that would have won the game and one that would have given him the lead earlier in the game. And I told my wife, I said, well, that is not how I expected them to lose this game. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised because I expected them to lose, but not in this manner.
Yeah. Well, I only get sack totals live. Live, they put up this thing that you could take total sacks, total yards in the entire game, total rushing yards, total passing yards, and total turnovers. So that comes up in a little box in my live. So I take it right when the game started, and I was able to get the over 7.5. And I took Stafford to throw an interception, which didn't happen until the very end of the game. But I kind of figured we told you to take Dallas money line on Thursday. So The 5.5 is definitely a gift. Is there? I mean, all in all, the NFL this week was the first week where it was kind of easy. The games you thought
this
was
was
going to happen went happen. Green Bay was the only one that you basically kind of looked at and said, "This is what we thought was going to happen," and this didn't happen. And Green Bay, for all intents and purposes, they lost the game themselves.
Jacksonville. Jacksonville was the game. Jacksonville was the
Jacksonville's
game
the
that
one that
surprised
lost.
me.
Oh, they tried to do a reverse and
He
prove
snapped it into Duvernay as he was running by.
He fumbles, picks it up, and runs for a first down.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he can advance that. I suppose it's not. Oh.
No, I don't think he was supposed to get it. He just hit the
No,
ball.
he wasn't.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't supposed to get it. He just recovers the fumbles and take off. Yeah.
Either he was late, he was late coming across, or that snap was early. But something there.
But I like Duvernay in Texas, and I've told you guys this a long time ago, and that's why I think Duvernay 3.5 will probably get that. That is not a handoff or a run. It is a run. It's not a pass. Now he's going to throw to Duvernay. He's going to catch it. So that's one. Duvernay gets 10 yards. Now he gets 9 yards. But plays like that, those little plays with the little guy right there, those are almost unguardable. With the speed quarterback, they're unguardable. The Jags game was, that was probably the biggest. There, I lost a bundle on that.
I had the Jags in my Jags have been in my teaser every week. This is the first time where they weren't getting points and they lose outright.
Yep.
What can you do?
The defense still played well as you expected. However, they just didn't put any points. Christian Kirk was invisible for the second straight week.
James Robinson had a bad game.
You actually look at it and say, yeah, but Etienne had a good game. So it was kind of like you threw for 286 yards. You ran for 136 as a team. You would have thought you put up more than 6 points.
Yeah. There's a pitch to Duvernay. It's a nice run. Wow, he stayed in bounds. He got about 13 on that.
Remember, Duvernay is a punt returner, a kick returner. He's an explosive player. I like Duvernay, and that's why they like Duvernay as the number 2 receiver. When everyone wasn't like, "Oh, the receiving core sucks," and be like, "All right, we'll pick up some other guys," and they're like, "Oh, they're going to battle for first." No, and there's still a chance they could. It doesn't look like it would be a Raven move, with especially what Lamar wants. What Lamar wants is going to be very interesting to see if he actually steps out 5 yards before that.
I was going to say he stepped out. He stepped out way before he jumped and stayed in bounds.
Here's Lamar. You're just going to put him on the edge again, and that's going to be there. And Lamar doesn't look like he's fast or elusive, and he just throws it 6 yards out of bounds.
Ken says the Chargers game almost gave me a fit. I'm telling you, before the game started, he said, "I'm on the Chargers," and I said, "You've been on the Browns so many times this year, and then they lose, and now you're betting the Chargers, so you're going the opposite way." I was laughing when I actually didn't see like the first 15 20 minutes of the game. I came back in from being outside, and the Browns were up 14-0, and I'm like, "Oh my God, thank you." Like, thank you so much, Ken, for betting on the Chargers today, because the Browns are going to win.
The Packers game is a game that gave me a fit, and it gave me a fit so much that I had an Aaron Jones anytime touchdown, and that's the big bet I had with Chubb anytime touchdown. And when that game ended, I didn't realize until 5 minutes into the first quarter that I didn't have Chubb anytime touchdown, and I was quite pissed. Because that's right now, that's one of the most safest bets you can make.
I don't do a lot of.
Hey, look, Lamar.
I don't do a lot of. I don't do much on those London games, just because, I think there's variance going over there.
There is, but what I like, there's Likely's first catch.
I think some teams when they go over there, they treat it as a business trip, and some teams go over there and treat it as a vacation. And that's kind of what I felt like going into this game. I felt like the Giants were treating that game as a business trip, and the Packers are treating it as kind of like a vacation. At least Rodgers, it seemed like.
Well, you looked at, yeah, I mean, you had some talk about going to the pub and bar. We wanted to go a
Yep.
couple days early, kind of stuff. But they were in control of that game. And once they had to make the one punt and the Giants were able to come back and tie it, then you kind of had the pressure. And even towards the end right there, it's there. But I mean, they had the same issues as the Rams. It's a swinging gate through the right guard. Any kind of stunt, any kind of blunt, and Rodgers throwing for his life. I mean, that was the smartest play ever. Fourth down, both blitzers, both standing side by side, jump. So you would have had to throw the ball over the two of them. Like, that was a planned play. And Rodgers is not as quick as he used to be, where he would have just faked that and then took off and ran. The only thing that pissed me off is you had 40 seconds left. You were 3rd and 2, and you ran 2 straight pass plays. Run the damn ball. You're the Packers. Run the ball. Get the first down. Then you can look at the other plays. Guys basically, there's 40 seconds we have to pass, because no, get the first down. It's 32.
The thing that was,
they're blitzing like crazy. You get by the level you're in. It's in.
The thing that I was laughing about was the end of the game, where the Giants were trying to figure out how to not give the Packers the ball back, or how to not give them the ball back with any time left on the clock. And I'm like, after all that, they run the play, they run the punt. Punter runs around in the end zone. The punter was on the Browns last year, actually, but the dude runs around in the end zone, and then he steps out. They get the safety, and then he ends up having to punt it back to the Packers, which the field position, it makes sense. The field position makes sense because they probably gained about 20 yards, 30 yards on field position, just because they move it out of the end zone. Dude kicks from wherever it is, 20 or whatever it is. But so that makes sense. The only thing was, they give the ball back to the Packers, and then the whole time they were trying to prevent the Packers from having any chance to tie the game, but they took the 2 points and they gave the Packers the ball with actually a chance to win the game. If they were to score a touchdown, they would have won the game.
Yeah, on a Hail Mary, yeah. But the likelihood of that. The other thing, though, is the Giants have already run that play. You've got to take your corner and the guy who's your secondary guy on the bump, and basically just say, I'm going to blitz, because there's no freaking way you're going to punt it anyway. I'm going to blitz from the side. He runs to the left side every time. He's run it twice this year. Same play. He ran to the left side of the end zone, runs around in there to eat more time. You got to blitz your guy to say, okay, no, you're stepping out of the back of the end zone as quickly as you can, and have 20 seconds on instead of 12. And that's it's still not there. I mean, what's wrong with Detroit? Amon St. Brown tried to play on a bad wheel. But here's what I'm going to tell you with New England. New England, just like Green Bay, New England can run the ball. Hint, just like Tony Pollard is better than Ezekiel Elliott, Ramondre Stevenson is a lot better than Damian Harris.
Yeah, Ramondre is better than Damian Harris.
When Harris kind of went out with a slight injury today and they just went to Harris, Stevenson just ran Detroit down, because Detroit's defense is not very good. So they could just run the ball. So New England's defense can stop the run. The Packers had trouble running the ball with great success, essentially, against New England. You're Detroit. The reason you looked good last week, what I just said earlier, you're playing Seattle. Every team Seattle plays has been over City. They're an over guarantee. Their defense can't stop shit. And surprisingly, their offense is actually scoring. And they can't stop anybody on the run. What was the issue? Jamal Williams ran for 160 yards for Seattle. Jamal Williams had a very nice day versus New England, but it took a while to get there. And it took the second half.
And I mean,
New England shuts down in their defense, yes.
Yeah, New England's defense is a significant step up playing against Seattle. I don't think it was anything unexpected. What was kind of well, I mean, even New England scoring wasn't really unexpected, I guess, because Detroit's defense is terrible. Like their
Yeah,
defense is terrible. I expected Detroit's offense to be able to at least do something, but I actually shied away from most of the guys on their offense just because it's in New England and we haven't really seen, Jared Goff is Jared Goff. Jared
I
Goff
think
against
Boston's a
Seattle.
solid.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
but Jared Goff against Seattle isn't somebody I'm interested in starting against New England, right? He isn't somebody I'm interested in starting against the Bills. He's
Yeah.
not somebody I'm interested in starting against, top defenses. I don't like Jared Goff he can get it done against the right matchup, but I made the mistake of starting Jared Goff today against New England in one of my leagues, which really I didn't have any other better options. But he had like point zero zero, like 0.05 points in like the fourth quarter, and I don't think I've ever seen that before. But I think he ended up getting like 4 points or something.
Yeah. So Cincinnati is trying to take too long to throw the ball down the field. They need to shorten the routes, take a big deep breath and stop trying to hit the home run ball. They also need to stop running these stupid screens where you're just giving the guy the ball and allowing the Ravens defense to flow to him.
Well, I mean,
That's not how you
we've
beat.
seen the Ravens. We've seen the Ravens do this a few games this year. They're a very good early team. They're a very
Yep.
good first half team. Jump out to a lead and then let the other team back in it. That's kind of seems to be their MO this year.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not denying that at all. But
Mhm.
you can't just continually to do that. You can't just get behind and say, "Oh, we're going to come back." And in Seattle, Cincinnati's done that. But what you can't do is you ran a first wide receiver screen. You've run 3 wide receiver screens. One got a first down. The other 2 got negative yards. Are you doing that because you wanted to get that? How about a running back screen? How about you want to say, how did the Bills beat them? They went in shotgun. They threw it 15 to 16 yards down the field. They threw it 8 yards down the field. They ran with they played with tempo. Cincinnati is capable of doing this. I don't know why they're kind of coming through here and like, all right, we got to get rid of the ball real quick. Okay, there's a difference of running a 40-yard bomb post versus running a 15-yard out. So, yeah, the Bengals O-line is getting mashed, and it's not surprising. The Bengals O-line is not that very, very good. That's been their issue in a lot of games. They'll make some adjustments. They'll bring the tight end in. You'll run Mixon a little bit more. How about a screen pass to Mixon? But as good as there, I mean, let's say 3 points have been scored. Touchdown scores here, we're still fine. Kind of actually shocked that it dropped that quickly to 45. I'm not as sure that Zach Taylor is not a good coach. I think right now that was, hey, we think they're going to blitz, but right now the Ravens aren't blitzing. They're one of the least amount of teams that actually blitz. So
Yeah, I don't think Zach Taylor is that great of a coach.
I think the jury's still out on him. I mean, you basically said he's been won 3 years. He made 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Still made a
I
Super
don't.
Bowl.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, nice run from Dobbins. Nice run from Dobbins. I don't
Now,
know. Um, I think they had a lot of things break right for him last year,
they did. They're
but
an explosive team, but they
but
can't play.
they're a very they have a team that's loaded with talent.
Yep. You got to develop some offensive linemen.
Come on, Lamar. Sling it.
He is. He's slinging it
And
8
he
yards
did.
out of
Yep. He threw it right to Tucker.
bounds. Tucker, yep, I was gonna say Tucker made a nice
He
leap there.
threw it right to Tucker.
Ken, I have not watched it. Actually, I watched 15 minutes of it when it finished watching my Below Deck, and then it immediately just went to that show when that show ended, which I didn't have a chance, and then I was doing dishes. So, I mean, it's not bad, but it's the same as that concept. The only good thing I liked is it actually gave an homage to the first one. The first episode actually talks about Sam Becker and that he never made it home, which is kind of the joke because the show got canceled before they can actually have an ending, which is why he never made it home. It was a surprise canceled back in the, I want to say late 90s, maybe early 2000s,
Yeah.
late 90s. Yeah.
I think it was in the 90s, yeah.
Yeah. I liked the show. I used to watch it with my parents. Yep. And there we go, 3rd and 10. Can they have a go route? This would be a chance to have it.
Sack.
And instead, it's going to be a sack. Uh-oh, there's a flag in the secondary. This is going to be an automatic first down. Holding defense. You can't do that, kid. Oh, it's that second little hook. The first hook was fine. It was within 5 yards. Lamar takes 8 yards, and Lamar doesn't listen to what I always say, which is no quarterback should ever throw a shoulder. It is the dumbest thing to ever do because you never know which hit is going to separate that shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
You smacking a guy might feel great now. 3 throws later, everybody, oh shit. This is a nice hold. Trey Hendrickson. Do the Bengals have anybody who didn't play for Ohio State on the defensive line?
I don't know.
Well, Hubbard's the defensive end. He went to Ohio State.
Yep.
Hendrickson
What
went
is
to Ohio
going
State.
on here?
That was
I think Lamar thought he was going to get a hold.
there's
Or
no hole. He kind of looked for
something.
a face. He was like, "Yeah, he hit my face."
I think he was looking for something.
I will say they don't normally call that anymore like they used to, where the little tap to the face would be like, "Ah, it's a penalty."
Yeah.
That's actually perfectly legal, as long as he didn't really hold him. He did kind of hook and turn him, but yeah. All right, now
Another catch for Duvernay.
Bengals don't have another defensive holding penalty.
Would be
Fullback.
Would be nice if we can get some points here.
Points. Yeah, definitely.
Starting to fall behind on the.
We're behind. It popped up right when they got the first down. It was like, oh, they're going to do that. Yeah. Mixon's got
You have
minus 2
you have a
yards.
live right now.
Yep, 42.5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's going to toss it deep.
Oh,
Oh, he's going to get a 3-yard run.
got his foot.
So here's the question there. Did I tell you what Lamar wants?
Money wise?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So this is the one thing I said. This is very smart by Lamar. Lamar wants a short deal so he can go back into free agency in 3 years.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, they're I know that I know a lot of the baseball guys are doing that. They want like 3 years. They want like
Yep.
almost like max money but short term. Like
There's
2
a
or 3 year deals at like 20 or 30 mil.
There's a difference though in football, because here's the difference. Okay. There's no cap in baseball. So from a team perspective, fine. If I get you for 3 years, I'll get you for 3 years. I'd rather have it 5 or 6. But I mean, it makes sense because what you pay a top player now is not going to be the top player in 3 years. The quarterback money is going to continue to go up, and so forth and so forth. The issue being, the way you normally do those deals is you give them a big signing bonus up front. You then prorate the bonus for the life of the contract, which is typically 5 or 6 years.
Mm.
You give them a $1 million basically contract the first year. You only thing essentially then counting your cap is the $1 million contract and the prorated of the signing bonus. Here's the issue. So if we say it's a 30-year, $90 million, 3-year, $90 million, right? Let's just say 90 million, we'll say 100 million. Okay. If you're giving a $30 million signing bonus, you're making those year 2 and 3, 40 million and 45 million. And the first year, you're still making prorated, even if you give $30 million. You're not saving anything from a team perspective, like the way they circumvent the cap on that first
Right.
year. Typically, at a 5-year deal, you gave 90 million signing bonus. The rest of the money is left up there. You're dividing by 3 years. You have the salary because each year you're getting 30 million, but you give nothing up front. There, he says Watson muted. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
No, Bob, I'm talking. Are you muted?
No,
I can hear him.
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Can anyone else hear me? I mean, Rich is hearing me, so I assume everybody else can hear me.
I think so.
All right, let's see what's happening here. So the Bengals went out. They got 3 guys in free agency. And so far, they have not done well. All right, my damn AirPod's connected. Yeah, Ben says everything is fine. All right, come on, Cincy. Let's do something. Down to 40 and a half. That's definitely not what I don't like. Of course, where they're at, this is probably a punt. Oh, here comes Burrow. That's the play. 4-yard run. Okay. It's an interesting play. Did he hurt himself? Kind of
No,
gingerly in the quarterback in the huddle there.
we need to get let's see. I'd like to get
Maybe.
at least 20 points before half.
Yep, I agree. And Owa held up Chase. That's what he's looking. He's like, "Where's the flag?" I think they're feeding Chase a little bit too much here. How about T. Higgins? How about Tyler Boyd? Take
I was
advantage.
gonna say Higgins has been great this year.
Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, it's within 5 yards, but he turns them, and it looked like the ball was in the air. Oh, that's a terrible call. You've got the post right here to Boyd at the top of this, at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah. He should see
You got
that.
the post
Yeah,
right
he
there.
does.
You
Nope.
see it right
Check
there.
down.
Come on, Hurst.
He saw it.
He's back going. Yep.
He saw it, but he checked it down. They must have had help over top. One of those two guys should have broke that. Should have broke that route off inside though, because there was nobody out there.
Yeah, the middle of the field is wide open. You can't have the middle of the field having nobody there. Just take that easiest play to get a first down.
No. Go back over to the sideline, look at your little stupid fucking tablet thing, and make a change.
I'll stop trying to force feed the ball to Chase. Would probably be nice.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a good punt.
Higgins has proven to be very, very good this year. Well, last year too.
Yep.
Can't cover everybody.
Nope. That's only if you can actually block and throw the ball. Right now, the Bengals look scared to drop back and pass. At least send everybody down and then do that stupid thing that they're doing now. Take the wide receiver, have him stand at the sidelines like he's not playing sideways, and just stand there the whole time. And then when you can't find anybody, then you throw to him. Then he goes one-on-one with the guy coming up. So, yeah. Oh, I got to tell you, the World Cup commercial with Tom Brady is genius.
I don't think I've seen it.
So you got Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've heard the name.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a PK in the background, and he's lining it up to PK, and you just got a far distance of somebody's like living room and kitchen, and then the guy's kind of like making a sandwich or getting a drink. I forget what he's doing, and then and you hear the announcer, and he takes the kick, and it's good, and then you hear the overview of, man, he's getting old. And then it kind of zooms in, and it's Tom Brady saying, man, he's getting old.
That's funny.
I was like, that's actually genius. I was like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
Stanford, did they get their quarterback back yet? Because they're terrible without him. The Notre Dame rookie looks pretty good, though. The freshman's playing well.
Which one? Running back?
Notre Dame. No, quarterback.
Quarterback? I don't know. I haven't watched Notre Dame since the Ohio State game, actually.
No, they were playing BYU, and BYU was coming back, and then
Yeah.
kids sucked it up. All right, they're at the 50. They should get some points here. Lamar goes deep
Is that
down the
Duvernay
field.
again?
That's Duvernay. That's the third.
That should be his yardage, right?
That's his
Close
yardage.
to it.
No, he's got it. As soon as I figure out what it was.
It's 35.
Yeah, that was a joke.
I took the yards and the receptions, and I think I took his touchdown too.
I did as well. Yep. Well, actually, his yards is 40.5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, that's what I had.
It's DeMarcus
Marcus
Robinson.
actually makes a catch. Shows up. think the best thing you can do this game is get up 10-0. 3 for 35 so far.
Okay. What did you say you had on Duvernay?
40.
Okay. I had 38.5.
Dobbins gets 2. And that moves the first quarter.
Kind of wish we had more than 3 points in fucking whole quarter. Not a fan of that.
We could get 14 the second quarter.
I was gonna say I still would like to hit 20. If we can get 20 in the 20 in the first half, I think would be all right.
Yep.
Especially if the Ravens get out to like a double-digit lead here.
I will say I'm going to take college overs a little differently. In totals and points, anything above 64, and I kind of created my own rule. Anything above 64, I'm going to take the first half for a unit, and I'm going to take the full game for a unit. And the purpose of that is basically, in most of these games, I'm getting the first half, and I'm getting the first half easily. And then second half, they just can't score to save their damn life. So then in the second half, I'm going to turn around and take the under, which will basically cover the full game over. And I'll at least walk away with the unit.
Well, like, for example, that Kansas TCU game looked like a dead nuts under in the first half yesterday, and then they ended up landing right on the number. They scored 42 points in the third quarter.
Yeah, had 42 points in the quarter. You had Coastal score 42 points in the first half and then score 7.
Yeah.
I forget what the other game was that wasn't there was another game that was in the 60s that I was on that didn't happen either. So like most of the ones at that high 60s, I was like, I'm just taking the under.
Yeah.
That was college football. But I mean, I look and I start to sit there saying, okay, who's the best team? You look at the Big 12, and the best team is clearly either Texas or TCU. And it's not even close. Oklahoma might be 4 or 5.
Oklahoma's not good.
No, Oklahoma's not. Oklahoma State's the other team that you have to put in there, which I told you they're probably their best chance to actually win.
I think Baylor and Kansas are in there too, but they're definitely not. They're definitely not top. They're probably top 5. That's probably your top 5 right there.
With
TCU,
one loss.
Yeah, TCU, Texas, Baylor, Kansas, Oklahoma State, in some order.
Okay. I mean, the problem with Baylor and Kansas, that one loss automatically pretty much puts them out of the college football playoff. They have no chance. That's what I'm saying. I would say for the conference's best chance is most likely Oklahoma State.
Well, I mean, Big 12 has an outside shot as it is. There's a handoff to Duvernay.
Yep. You just give Duvernay 900 ways to grab the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Big 12 has an outside shot on the college football playoff as it is. I mean, you're basically, unless things go sideways, it's Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, and insert other team here. Who's gonna get the 4th slot?
Well, here's the question. Now, if you're Alabama, you're assuming that they kept Bryce Young out strictly because he was dressed. He was in a uniform with shoulder pads on. Strictly to see, hey, I want to be able to play versus Tennessee.
Yeah.
Because Tennessee,
that's a huge game.
Yes. That game becomes massive.
That's a huge game.
If Tennessee's able to pull that off, you could have Alabama miss the college football playoff. You guys are just running ramshot over everybody. It's kind of a joke. I even took I put Egbuka Nuka whatever on in my lineup, and he catched it almost the first quarter, 85 yards receiving. I mean, you guys can't. But the
There's
question,
nobody.
you're not
There's
going to beat
nobody in
Texas.
the Big Ten that's got anybody that's got anything for Ohio State. The only game that's going to be, I think, the only game that's going to be competitive is, I mean, Penn State always plays them close. I don't think anybody's got anything for them. And then
They don't have enough
the
horses to
Michigan
cover all
game,
that. Yeah.
yeah, the Michigan game is going to be, it's going to be Michigan comes in, hype, 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 and then Ohio State's going to show them what's up. Like I really think like just watching Michigan, and
I'm just hoping
it's
that's
not.
under touchdown.
Well, I mean it's not me being like an arrogant Ohio State fan. It's me
No,
being a college football fan that has watched Michigan play mediocre football against Indiana and
wide
Maryland.
open touchdown. Andrews.
Andrews touchdown. Yep. Okay.
There's the
There we
anytime
go.
touchdown.
There's some
Andrews.
points.
There
There's
we
some
go.
points.
We'll take that.
And that's early.
What time it is? What time it is? It's time to go. Bring that bell. 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 It's time to go. Bring that bell. Bring that bell. Bring that bell.
All right, Andrews there. I don't know how he becomes this wide open.
Everybody
Yeah,
lost him, I guess.
33 is playing zone, and the rest of the team is playing man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the plan
but
was
Clemson is the fourth team right now. I don't know.
Clemson's
Clemson.
got
I
some
don't even
base.
think Clemson's in the same class with Ohio State and Alabama and Georgia.
I don't know because that defense.
Their defense is good. Their offense is dog shit, and DJ is no good.
The offense is getting better. They have shown improvements. They continue to look like a better team. Now, I'm not saying they're beating Alabama or Georgia, but the way Bama's playing, Clemson could beat Bama the way they're going.
Well, Bama with and without Bryce Young, they're two different teams. I mean,
Bama without
they seem to be.
They are, but Bama, they had Bryce Young when they played Texas. They didn't look great, but they had Texas.
Yeah, Texas.
So
yeah.
it's not the first
Texas
match.
should have beat them. Texas should have beat them.
Correct. It's not the first game that they went into and they had struggles. As good as they are in spots, their receiving core is unproven. You have some holes. They have talent there. There's talent there. There's no guarantee that they're going to win the battle. I think Ja'Cory Brooks is the rising talent. Jermaine Burton is going to be solid, and Bryce Young's going to be better, but that offensive line hasn't looked great. They can run the ball with Jahmyr Gibbs, but if you're a defense that can stop the run, aka Clemson, that kind of was their issue versus Texas A&M. The difference of that game and the other game, because everyone's like, "Oh, we like Milroe because he played well." The difference was you had a week to prepare for Milroe, and basically said, if he's in the game, we dare your ass to throw, and we're going to have 7-8 in the box, and we can pretty much hold your run. The other thing, that one kid who's running back, McClanahan or whatever his name is, he needs to be on the first bus out of town or give him stick him or glue, because any game he plays, I'm smacking the ball at McCam. I'm not tackling his ass at all. I'm hitting the ball because that kid's fumbled like 5 times now in a 5-game season. He fumbled 4 times that game. He lost 2 of them. I mean, you can't do that versus good teams. I'm just saying Clemson's going to be a better team. They're going to be around. We got to see essentially who FSU is, who Miami is. Miami's like UNC. We can score. We almost threw for 500 yards. We just can't stop anybody else from scoring. Which is hilarious because if you actually, besides the linebackers and some of the front 4, you're supposed to have 5-star and 4-star cornerbacks and safeties. You're supposed to have the 2 best safeties that were pre-flop in the league. And they can't stop shit. I'm just watching those guys, Avante Williams and James Williams, just get absolutely murdered. Maybe it's because you're not getting enough pass rusher, Yeah, well, I haven't got to the Pac-12. The Pac-12 is very interesting because what I think is going to end up happening is everyone doesn't like it, but Oregon is going to come around and play spoiler. I will say, hats off
Yeah,
to USC. Hats off to UCLA. They look a whole lot better than I thought. Everybody was on Utah. We really like Utah to play.
we like Utah.
UCLA
Yep,
dominated them.
they did. Yeah, I agree.
Dominated. They dominated them
I
on the
didn't
ground.
see I didn't see that coming. I didn't see it coming. I really
They
like that Utah team, and not a whole lot. I haven't. I've watched UCLA and I like them, but I figured, Utah defense, and I figured they would take care of business, and UCLA they played a hell of a game. Showed them
I
what's
got their
up.
best. Utah even made a run, and then they just said that's
Squashed
fine.
it. Yep.
Charbonnet, you can't stop Charbonnet. DTR is playing great. That guy Bobo, who I've never heard of before when he was at Duke, is almost unguardable in the red zone. I mean, he doesn't do anything else for the most part anywhere else on the field. He gets to the red zone, big 6'8" target that they could go through, and
Oh
they're
man.
moving the ball. Oh, that's a killer sack.
Ooh.
Delayed blitz, and he just wasn't on it.
Yeah, the Pac-12 is yeah, you've got UCLA, you've got USC, and Oregon, and
Well, it's
they're all solid
UCLA,
teams.
UCLA, and USC play every year, so they're going to play. The issue I have a feeling is one of those teams are going to win, and then Oregon's going to knock off the team later.
Yeah.
Because Oregon's the other team that's just starting to get it together. You can hate Bo Nix all you want, but they're just slaughtering people. Oh, come
Oh
on, get there.
man, not even close.
Oh, it's 2 yards short.
Yeah. No, not close enough to go for it.
Nope.
That sucks. All right. Well, hopefully the Ravens will get the ball and get a quick score here.
Yeah, well, I've liked DTR since his freshman year. DTR is there, but he's not doing it with
He's
his
a
legs.
senior now.
Yeah, well, he's a
He's a
5 year
senior.
senior.
4 years, 5 years. 3 in this system. He's really looking good.
Yeah, and he looks good, and he's also not just taking off and running. If you look at
Right.
DTR's thing, he had under 40 yards rushing. That wasn't running, but he moved around. He extended the play. Now, granted, he's got more options now to throw to. Bobo's a target they go to. They show to Charbonnet a lot. Charbonnet's running for over 120, 30 yards a game. Defense is playing well. You have other weapons that they're starting to hit. UCLA is playing well. The interesting with USC is how bad is Addison hurt? Addison didn't play the second half. Mario Williams looks really good for USC, but if Addison's not there, they're not beating UCLA. They can't play any defense. They have a couple ball hawks in the secondary that sometimes get some interceptions and turnovers, but they consistently can't stop the run. There's huge holes. That's why I'm telling you, Oregon's going to be there. If USC beats UCLA, USC will lose to Oregon because they can't stop the run. The Oregon will just downright gash them left and right. All right, live total is 43.5 because they think the Ravens are going to score here. I'm actually going to take the Ravens to do an offensive score. That's actually not a bad play. You got good field position. At least we can get any type of scores minus 110. And of course, as soon as I take it, yeah, Charbonnet is great. But as great as he is, he's still not going to be anything that teams are going to draft for. There's 2 other running backs that teams are going to draft for, and it's not going to be Charbonnet. It is kind of funny that Duvernay has the second most number of carries in this game. All right, well, Black Adam is getting ready to come to theaters. Just remember what you do. You rent all DC movies after they come out on video, and you watch Marvel movies in the theater. Well, the Eagles got a little bit of a scare today, which I thought they would be on the road in Arizona. They had their chance. That game should have went to overtime. That was the second game that had a missed field goal that should have been made. All right. Jackson's got the outside. He looks to pitch it. It's not there. He's going to get 12. First down. That's why I said I like the offensive score here. That was our thing, minus 110. So I have it so I can post it. Oh, where's my book? Where did I put my book? Oh, that's where I put my book. Oh, big hole. Big hole.
This run, who was that? Drake?
That's Kenyon Drake.
Is that Kenyon Drake?
Yep, that's who that is. They picked him up as soon as they was let go. That's the issue why you can't take carries for Dobbins, because there's no guarantee he's going to get over 13 carries. Because you have
So we've
Kenyon
got
Drake, you have Mike Davis. We have offensive score this drive.
we've got Padres. Padres are up 4-0. They got two guys on, second and third, seventh inning.
Well, if we
I
get
know
that,
nobody cares about baseball, but
if the Padres win, though, we cashed the bet that we made Thursday from D, where he said Padres win the series. You guys did pretty well in baseball, except for
yeah, I was
Toronto.
gonna say I took Padres to win the series, Padres to win game 1. I took Padres to win game 3. I should have handed it to Duvernay. Oh my goodness! There's an interception.
Off.
He don't know where to go with the ball. Not
No,
sure.
he was literally going to run all the way to the other side of the field to do the picture.
Not sure what to do with my hands here.
We lose offensive score, and there's Lamar being Lamar.
He way missed him. Well,
he
why
missed
did
him way off.
I mean, he missed him, but dude also like jumped, but not like completely. Like it's almost like he ducked down, like he thought there was another receiver behind him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see if they fire up here. We can take Bengals plus 10.5.
It's a nice run from Mixon, 9 yards.
Yep. Let's see if the Bengals can show some life here.
That's the thing with Mixon. Like it's never pretty. Like it's never.
Yeah, I mean he's like the guy.
It's just he accumulates stats.
Yes, at the end of the day, it's a guy in fantasy. I was like, why is he a second-round pick? I'd never draft Joe Mixon, and I never draft Joe Mixon. And I'm like, then I see the guys that draft Joe Mixon, and Mixon got 80 yards and a touchdown and 4 receptions.
He's a bell cow stat accumulator. Like he's going to be an RB1 just because of the volume. Like as long as he doesn't get hurt, he's going to be an RB1 from the volume. That's all.
And he's got an ankle issue about 7 games a year, and you're just waiting to see if he plays.
Yeah, I mean, I've had him. I don't have any shares of him this year, but the last couple of years I've had him in different leagues, and he's an auto start. every week. And he is, after about the first few weeks, he's on the injury report every week, and he pretty much plays every week. Like he's always on the injury report, but he also always plays.
Timeout,
Man,
Cincinnati.
we need some freaking
Well,
points here.
someone tell me why Joe Burrow's under center.
I don't know.
I mean,
Why don't you ask Zach shithead here? What's his face? I don't know.
I mean, see, I think the Ravens are like, you want to stay here 3 years? That's fine. We're going to do it by franchising you for 3 years. We're going to franchise you every year. There he goes. But breaks it out.
Nice
Another
run
great
from
run
Mixon.
to Mixon. This is what we need. Come on, let's go. Yeah, Hayden Heel seals the outside. There's nobody out there on the outside that's going to actually block. Linebacker's way in the inside. There it goes. I don't know what that safety is doing. And you can talk about Marcus Williams. Again, this is what I'm saying. All right, he's going to step up and he's going to just run with him. And Baltimore's now going to call timeout. Prior to 12 men on the field. That's what you want. I'm perfectly fine if we can get to 17 here. I still think we're going to be okay. So, have you looked at any of the news whether Amazon's making any money here on Thursday night?
I don't know. I know they spent a shit ton of money. For these trash games. I mean, obviously they don't control who plays on Thursday nights, but
Well, again, like the last one was supposed to be a good one. So yeah,
it was supposed to be a good game. Preseason, I would have picked that game out as being one of the better ones on the schedule. It's just not working out that way this year.
So I mean, they still got 11 millions for the Steelers or Cleveland Browns game. That game was terrible.
What's that?
They drew 11 million for the Steelers Browns game.
Yeah.
But there goes Chase again, another 9 yards. Week 4, the Dolphins Bengals averaged 11 million viewers. Watch that trash. Well, I mean, we make fun of that, but we can't. We should be making the Sunday night football game. What was the last one we had? With the Monday night game? What was that? 12 to 9.
That was the Thursday night game.
No, that was Monday night. That was Monday night.
Was it? I thought it was the Broncos and Colts was 12-9.
Was that Thursday? Yeah, that was Thursday. Okay, sorry.
I thought it was.
Oh, he breaks the tackle. He's into the second level. To the 30. Ooh, that should have been a flag. Whoever this guy Thomas was, but he was actually 3 yards out of bounds when he got shoved. Watch the end of this play by Marcus Peters. Whoever the Will Thomas is, Blair Thomas, Michael Thomas, who knows? We'll sit there and ask. He runs away from everybody, does a little high. He's way out of bounds. He's running on the chalk when he's shoved. How is that not a late hit? He's literally running out of bounds. Left tackle moved, but they don't call it. Now we're going to inside handoff. Mixon starting to churn the yards.
Yeah.
And he gets another 10.
Yeah, he's just always getting touches. He's necessary.
Well, it's like what I say always. 10 points is the biggest misnomer lead in football.
Yep.
You're like, oh, we're up 10-0. We're dominating. Oh, shit, they scored. It's that should have been a late hit. He was literally on the chalk when he got shoved again. Oh, Burrow takes it for the first down. And we go to the 19-yard line. The absolute worst place to have a first down. And Burrow's playing with his neck again. Come on, Burrow. Don't get hurt.
We need a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, if we get a touchdown here and then the Ravens come back and get one on the other side, then we're right back in it on the total. You're talking 24. There you go. Come on,
There
Hurst.
he goes.
Touchdown.
Get
Touchdown.
in
He
the end zone.
stretched it. Touchdown. There it is.
Yeah, baby. Yes. Hayden Hurst, baby. Hayden Hurst says hi, Baltimore. I'm back. Touchdown. Hurst.
Should have taken him. Hayden Hurst revenge game.
I did. There's a high value play and there's a. We'll take it. That's a great play. That's a great play. The only question is, does he have control of the ball?
It doesn't matter once it breaks the plane, right?
Yeah, it does. He had it, but it looked like it pops out. There you go. Also took that 10 and
Oh, they're
half.
kicking.
What else are they going to do?
Okay.
10-7. We got a game, boys. This is what we needed. Let's go. Let's light it up. Like I said, we'll see if that interception sparks them.
Yep.
And we're back up to 46.5.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, shit.
Hayden Hurst waving to his family and friends in the crowd.
Yep. I think he's waving to Baltimore saying, you let me go. Oh. Ravens are still minus 5.5. Now the line's 45.5. See? Touchdown would be perfect. You get to that magic 24 number for me. That would be glorious. It would also be glorious if it was 14-10. I said Blair Thomas because I have no idea what this guy's name is. I don't even know who he is. I thought I didn't know some of the Ravens. It actually was Mike Thomas. His 7th year out of Southern Miss. Looks like he started with the Rams in 2016. Oh, it's that guy. Okay. He was with the Rams basically since 2020. Then he joined the Bengals. Mike Thomas. I was technically right. Blair Thomas, Mike Thomas, Michael Thomas. We'll call him Michael. Now, I mean, if you're Toronto, how pissed you got to be? You're up 8 goals. You were up 8 goals and you lost 8.8 runs and you lost.
Oh, the Jays?
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, when I saw them up 8-1, I'm like, Like, I wonder if they're going to lose this game. And then it was like, I think it was like 9-6, and I'm like, they're going to lose this game. And then I didn't take it, and then it ended up tied 9-9, and then they lose in extras. Yeah, The Jays are another team, just like the Mets. They just kind of backed into the playoffs. They were chasing the Yankees all year. They weren't really. They're one of those teams where it was like everybody expected them to be better than they actually were. Like everybody expects them to be better. But at the end of the day, they're starting Kevin Gausman and Alek Manoah and Robbie Ray. Like, that's not three aces. Manoah
No,
is very good.
no,
Manoah
but
is very
Gosman
good, but he's
Gosman
not.
pitched really well.
Manoah's not an ace, and he's very young. So that's Duvernay. Yep.
Yeah, Manoah's not an ace. Gosman actually pitched really well, though. I mean, he went out in the game giving up no hits in the 7th inning. You can't really complain about that. So he gave him an ace type effort. My issue is they didn't have a bullpen and they didn't have a closer. And then your key guy, I don't think Guerrero got a hit the entire series. I don't know what he did
Yeah.
Saturday. So it's
I
0
mean,
for 4 on Friday.
that Robbie Ray. I think Robbie Ray ended up getting shelled, right?
Yeah.
He got shelled. That was he gave up like 6 or 7 runs, but I mean that Seattle team is kind of the same as Cleveland, right? I mean they're scrappy. They're scrappy and they're hot right now. So
Yep.
those are the teams you don't want to play. Philly's the same way. Philly barely made the playoffs. A couple years ago, probably whatever year it was, I think it was 2018 or 2019 when the Nats won the World Series. They barely made the playoffs. They were like 500 at the All-Star break, and they got hot in August and September, and they ended up rolling. They rolled all the way through and won the World Series. So I mean, that's the kind of team that these teams that have been good all year. Those are the kind of teams that the other teams are worried about playing.
Humble.
I mean, like I'm not trying to be cocky or anything. Nobody wants to play Cleveland right now because they're hot. They're super hot.
Correct. And you can be hot
So
at baseball and carry yourself. The issue is
yeah,
the issue is Cleveland versus the Yankees better win it early. That's the factor there. They can't allow it to go 7. They need to win it early. They need to win it in 4 or 5 games, or 6, but they can't let it go 7 because normally then the other team's superior talent and they'll just walk Ramirez, and I expect them to do that most of the
well, I
series.
mean, the Yankees are gonna. That was the thing when you've got Cleveland playing the Rays, right? They're basically the same team. They're the same team. They do the same thing, right? They don't they don't hit home runs. They have great pitching and they do the small stuff. And Kevin Cash is a Francona disciple, right? He plays in the same. He plays a lot of the same ball that Francona plays. So seeing those two teams go head to head like that are it's entertaining, but it's also I'm glad that they won yesterday. It kind of sucked that any team had to lose that 15 inning game because it was
We got
so
hit.
it
Taiwan
was
lost.
so well pitched and so well played on both sides. But I don't know. We'll see. I know
The Mets don't have
the
enough
Yanks
hitting.
are gonna throw Garrett Cole,
Yep.
and I mean he's vulnerable. He's an ace, but he's not unhittable.
Well, it's
So
gonna be Cole and Cortez, and I don't know who else is going, but yeah. Yep.
yeah, Cole, Cortez, and I don't know. I'm assuming they're going. Well, I don't know. I don't know what their days look like. I assume they'd go with a 3-man rotation. I know we're gonna go with I don't know. I think they're gonna try and work Quantrill in
Well, right
the
now Quantrill's
rotation.
the expected starter for game 1.
Game 1. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So he was actually Quantrill was on the hook for game 3. If they played game 3, if they had to play game 3 today, he was on the hook for 3. So if he's expected to go game 1, that makes sense. Then they'll go
Bieber and
Quantrill,
Cortez. Bieber and
Bieber.
Cortez will go. Yep.
Yep. They'll go Quantrill, they'll go Bieber, and then they'll go McKenzie.
Yeah, for Severino.
Yeah. So
And then they'll go Cole versus Plesac apparently in game 4. So you are going to go to 4-man.
but the Yanks are going to stay through.
Yep. Well, they're expected to. Obviously, that could change
Expected.
based on.
Yeah.
What is this making Santa into a horror movie or a shoot 'em up movie with Santa?
Yeah, I saw that.
Kind of funny. Both NLDS games are between division teams. Well, you have the Yankees versus the in
ALDS is the Mariners and the Astros, and
the
Yanks and
Mariners,
Indians.
which I think the Astros will make short work of the Mariners.
I don't know. I mean, the Astros definitely seem like I mean, at least from an AL side, the Astros definitely seem like the best team. Most complete, but they're not unbeatable. I mean,
They're not unbeatable. They're not unbeatable, but they're tremendously deep.
yeah, they've got probably, if you want to take a comparison, they probably have as good a pitching as the Indians do, and they probably have as good a hitting as the Yankees do. So
Yes.
yeah,
See, most people sit there and they forget it, and they're like, okay, like, well, who do they have? Yordan Alvarez is an actually beast with 37 home runs, but he's also a guy who hit 306. If Judge didn't
Right.
have his year, and you didn't have this Otani guy, Alvarez is probably going to finish number 3. Oh, it's tipped. They're going to finish 3rd in MVP voting.
Right.
I mean, Alvarez only had an on-base percentage of 1,000, slugged .613, 37 home runs, 97 RBIs.
Seattle and Houston, Bob.
Yeah.
Seattle and Houston.
The biggest shock to me from the Astros is Bregman only hit 23 homers. That was kind of a shock to me.
Well, and I mean, you've got Brantley. You've got Brantley in Houston. That's he's good for average. So good.
And they've got so many other guys to go to. I mean, that's one of the things that makes them there. They have a ton of guys to basically go. You could have Gurriel, you could have Trey Mancini play first base, depending upon what you want to have for matchups. Altuve actually hit 28 home runs and still 300 hitter. Bregman's a former AL MVP. Oh, go. Gets the first down. Let's go. There we go. 34-yard line, Samaje. Good job. Almeida Diaz actually is there. He's another body they can throw, but they have the young guys and Tucker and Chase McCormick. So, I mean,
the Astros are going to go. The Astros are going to go Verlander game 1. I wonder who Seattle is going to go with in game 1. It might be I was going to
Gilbert.
say, is it going to be Logan Gilbert? That's what I would say too. I was kind of
Yeah.
surprised they didn't go Logan Gilbert game 2 because I think Gilbert is actually better than Robbie Ray.
I think Gilbert is better than Robbie Ray, but I think the fact is they're trying to
They
just
were
tell Gilbert
saving
what
him.
for his pitch. Yeah,
They were
you
saving him in
go
case
out.
they needed him for game 3.
Well, I think at that point they're trying to put Castillo versus Valdez and say, okay, we're going to probably lose game 1,
Game
but
1, yep.
let's go ahead and we'll take Castillo versus Valdez and we'll take our chances. That's probably an open game. Anybody can win that game.
Yeah.
Then you'll have a day off on Friday. You come back on Saturday. They're going to pitch McCullers, who I don't like. That's probably the one pitcher in Houston I'm not a big fan of. Lance
Who is?
McCullers.
Oh, Lance McCullers.
One, he's only pitched 6 games this year. So that's kind of there. And then Robbie Ray will be the third pitcher for the for Astros. I'm sure the Astros will probably go to 4 pitchers, and nope, they're going to go back to Verlander and they'll go back to Kirby.
Damn, the Mets have 1 hit. It's in the 8th inning. They have 1 hit.
Yeah, that's terrible versus the Padres because I don't think the Padres have any pitching. The Padres are about to score again here, though.
Well, I mean, I wasn't real high on the Mets coming in, just because they blew that lead in the division and they kind of backed into the playoffs, and I think they were a little deflated, backing in and having to play in the wild card. So that's kind of why I like the Padres coming in, and I think the Padres have better pitching overall.
So the Padres will play the Braves. Is that who they play if they win, or they play the Dodgers?
I think they play the Dodgers, right?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Let's see here.
I mean, the Phillies are playing the Braves, so it's got to be the Dodgers.
Yeah, they play the Dodgers. That's weird because so you've got the Phillies playing their division rival, and then you've got the Dodgers playing. Well, I mean, I guess it wasn't guaranteed, but just how it worked out.
They're trying to set up the same National League Championship Series they had last year.
So Cleveland is the only home team that won, or provided San Diego closes this out.
Yep. Well, San Diego, they weren't home, are they?
No, they're in New York.
Yeah, with Scherzer and DeGrom, it's kind of surprising.
Yep.
There's the first down again. There we go. Another big run, almost to midfield. Let's go. Let's at least get 3. We're not dead if we can get 3.
Yeah, I mean, 20 points would be.
It's 28. Burrow looking back, and this is there. Oh, here comes the P. Ryan Express again.
Another run, yeah. Nice one.
Another 9. Let's go. McPherson still got plenty of time. 40 seconds. Move. You got timeout, so you only got 1. Let's move. Quicker.
Timeout. They'll need it for the field goal if they want to take it.
Yeah, we need 6 yards. Let's go.
Nice. Tyler Boyd.
Go!
Come on.
There you go. Boyd did the 21.
Now you're going to have to use that timeout.
Now you're going to use the timeout. Yep. There's other ways
to use it here.
Well, now you can do it, and you can have to take some shots to the end zone.
See, isn't it funny what happens when you throw to somebody that's not Jamar Chase? That's not double and triple covered? It's weird.
That's a hold and a half.
That was a definite hold. Oof. Oh yeah.
He's got time. He's got time. Why does he have time? Because that guy's hugging that guy. But P. Ryan was wide open. See how where P. Ryan was? I don't know why teams don't do that all the time. That's the easiest first down there is. You drop your linebackers off. Not worried about their
When the announcers go, wow, it's bad.
It's going deep.
Oh,
he's throwing it.
Dropped it.
Why are we all of a sudden going to Mike Thomas?
Yeah, I was going to say, who is this guy?
He's played 1 game all year besides this.
Okay, I mean, good try. Good try. It was out of bounds. Yep. Andy dropped it.
Yeah. Other than that, it was a perfect catch.
It's a good catch, out of bounds. Andy dropped it.
Yeah. We didn't have 1, 2, or 3, which is needed for a catch. Other than that,
Yep.
I'm
Get out of
absolutely.
bounds. Oh man, he
Ooh.
got wiped out over there.
Yeah, and it hurts again. It was like, yeah, there's you celebrating. Take that shit. Mike Thomas ATD was
Gonna
plus
say
1,000.
this is gonna have to be in the end zone,
Yeah.
or you're gonna have to work the sideline.
I'm actually shocked the
That's
Ravens
third
haven't.
down.
The Ravens haven't come with any pressure. I mean,
Well, they did, but the Bengals are holding them.
but we're gonna get a 10-10 half. That means this game is 100% anybody's. Like I said, 10-0 is the worst lead in NFL. As long as you're playing a
Yeah, Bob.
competent.
I think it's I think the NL rookie of the year is going to be Michael Harris, right? I think he's the odds-on favorite right now. It's Harris, Michael Harris, I think.
Michael Harris is the odds-on favorite, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think. I mean, to be honest, it was either going to be him or Strider, and Strider got hurt, right?
Yeah. J-Rod basically summed it up in the AL. He should.
Mm-hmm. No, it should be Stephen Kwan, but people like home runs.
And RBIs.
People like home runs and guys that hit 240.
He wasn't hitting 240. I think he hit 260.
All right. Well, Kwan hit 300 and is the best defensive. He's going to win a Gold Glove in left field.
Left field. That's where you stick your slow ass guy.
No, whatever. And we're getting a field goal.
Yeah, that's fine. 20 points. I'll take it.
20 points. That was the bare minimum. Yeah, that was the bare minimum. So if we get 28 in the second half still gets us there.
Yep, we just need some big plays, and that's what we haven't had. That's good. 10-10.
I mean, it could definitely open up in the second half. This was a very slow first half.
Anybody's
very
game.
Slow. Yeah, I don't think Strider's going to win it, Bob, because I think he's been down too long. He's been out for quite a while. He was the odds-on favorite until he got hurt, and then Harris came on, and I think he's got it.
Yep. 10-10. If you're the Bengals, you're basically like, we're done. It's going out. The Bengals, they're gonna win. And nope. 10-10. Now, if I'm the Bengals, I don't kick it to Duvernay. I say his dad doesn't look that great. Yep, smart move. They still get it to Duvernay, though.
Yeah, he is, Bob. He was a highly touted prospect coming up through the system.
Yeah, he was. Yep. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, they were looking like they were going to score points that drive too. That was the biggest thing about the interception. And then they came back and they just bludgeoned them on the ground. All right. It's 23.5. So the books don't have faith. So who are you taking second half? Who gets the ball first? Baltimore.
Yeah, I think Baltimore gets it first.
Baltimore performed the ultimate choke job. That's the question.
I mean, it's 10-10.
I'm aware it's 10-10.
What's
But
where's Burrow at with his passing yards? Can't be very much, right? Oh, 139. That's not terrible. It's not as bad as
no,
I thought it was going to be.
he's on pace. Slightly off.
What was the number we took?
280. So
250?
he's off pace, but he's off pace by 3 yards.
Okay.
280.
I mean, I feel like it's going to open up in the second half a little bit, but that
I
could
do
just be
too.
me. That could just be me
Opening
wanting
for
my
that
over here.
Yes. I understand that. People sometimes look and you look at one thing one way and there I'm looking at team total. I mean, I still got to think I take the points. That's kind of my thought process here. I'm trying to put myself off that, but I just got to think you take the points.
Oh, the Padres did score. They did score in that 6-0 now. 6-0 bottom of the 8th. I'm gonna have to message D. It's 6-0. I think he can.
Baltimore does.
Here.
Jesse Girl, Baltimore gets the ball first. So
yeah, Ravens get the ball first, second half.
The question is, do they do anything with it? That's the question. Yeah, no problem. I almost think this game's a coin flip. What do we got for third quarter over? Well, the numbers moved up to 24. People are taking the over. Now, Baltimore second halves have all basically gone over, so I'm not surprised. People are taking the over. And if you take a 24, the only way you're probably losing that is if the game goes over. Do you know what I mean? You're probably losing that at 27 points.
Yeah.
Which puts you at 47. It's 27 or 28 points. That's probably what you're losing, or higher.
So
I don't think you're losing it at 25.
So right now they've got second half at 24. So they're saying it's still going to go under the pregame.
Yeah, which puts you at 44. Yep. It's moving. I don't want to move it, but it is moving.
To the over or to the under?
It's moving to the over. There's some
People must
24
have
and a
hit
half.
pregame. Yeah.
All right, let's look what we got. I was going to look at team totals. All right, the Bengals are at 10. Baltimore's at 13 and a half. I'm looking at live props. I'm looking at them right now to try to see where we're at.
I mean, Chase has to have dropped, right? But you have to figure that
Well, they caught a bunch of
if the
passes.
Bengals are going to score, and they're going to get back in this game, Chase is going to have to be involved at some point.
Yeah, Mixon's at 58 and a half. JK's at 58 and a half. Lamar's at 48 and a half. Rushing. So those are your rushing totals. Mixon's probably the one, but if you took it pregame, there's no reason to do anything because it's 10 yards lower. Unless you want to take and you think they're going to hammer Mixon in the second half.
I've got Chase at 45 and a half.
Yeah, receiving yards, you got JK at 6.5. You got Mark Andrews at 59 and a half. Duvernay at 65 and a half. He's the only one. By the way, he did hit his receiving number. First half.
What's he have right now?
44.
It's another 20 yards.
Yeah. So I was going to look at his receptions, which is probably 2. 2 more. Chase is at 45 and a half. The interesting guy is where the crap is Higgins? Higgins hasn't caught a pass.
Nope.
Is he playing?
He was questionable coming into the game, but he was marked as healthy. I don't know. Let me see. I've got him on one of my teams. Let me see if he's even got a target. I can't remember which team I got him on here.
And that might be the reason why we're seeing T. Higgins is inactive. No, he's expected to play.
Yeah.
He limited during
Yeah, no,
Bengals
he was
first half
playing.
with ankle injury. He's playing. He's played just 10 snaps. So that's why there's nothing on Higgins. All right, I just lost my live. Yeah, I'm going to look at the receptions. I'm probably going to take Duvernay to get 2 more catches. Someone has to catch the ball.
Yeah, I don't have receptions for him.
And we got Likely at 11.5, and Likely's got 2. Crochet's got 7. Tylen Wallace has got 8. Andrews has got 2. I mean, Lamar's only got 87 yards passing.
How many receptions does Mixon? Mixon has 1 reception?
Yeah, they haven't really thrown any screens or anything, so he hasn't thrown the ball. P. Ryan's got all the catches. Got 3 catches for 32. Mixon's got 1. Chase has got 2. Boyd's got 1. And Hurst has got 4. So Hurst has been the weapon. Filling in
because Mixon, I've got a live on Mixon at 2.5. So it's 2 more, but he only has 1.
Yeah, I prefer Meb too, but that's not happening. I'm waiting for my live to come back. There they are. All right.
I mean, if they're using P. Ryan as the receiving back, then Mixon's not going to get much of that work.
No, I prefer Hurst getting 2 more catches and Duvernay, who the only guy in the Ravens I have available to bet is Mark Andrews. They're being jerks. Logan Wilson already has 6 tackles.
Whoops. I think I just lost mine.
Yeah, it does that. It just refreshes and drops out for a second, and then it comes back. There it is. So defensively, if you look at it, Wilson's got 6 tackles. His number's 9.5. Bates has got 5. His number's 8.5. Awuzi's got 2. His number's 4.5. On the Ravens side of the field, Marcus Williams' number's 4.5. Queens is 8.5. Chuck Clark is 5.5. I don't like any of these. I mean, Tucker's got 4 points, so I only need 3 more points to get my Tucker bet. Rushing attempts, Mixon's got 6. His number's 13.5. That's considerably less. That's 3 less than what it was pregame. Dobbins is only at 5 at 12.5. I mean, I don't know if they're going to come in and try to establish the run. Yeah, I got receiving yards, but not receptions. They won't give me receptions with the Ravens.
Yeah, same here.
That's just bullshit. You shouldn't be able to do that. You should be either the line's the line, and that's it. At 66.5, I think he gets 2 more catches. Whether those catches actually vault to 66.5, it doesn't. We hit the pregame at 40, so we're kind of sitting still. We hit the receptions at 3.5. If I was given receptions at 5.5, I'd be on Duvernay because I think he catches 2 more balls. I just don't know if he catches 21 because I think 2 more balls might be 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. You could take Lamar to throw another reception at plus 235.
Yeah, I was just looking. I'm actually looking to take them both. I've got
Burrow? Burrow's
Burrow at plus
20.
210 and Lamar at plus 230.
Yeah, there's going to be a
Decent numbers.
turnover. There's going to be another turnover. Duvernay's route tree hasn't looked to be down the field. So that's been the issue if you're looking at Duvernay at 21 yards. It seems to be they're running Tylan Wallace on the little post patterns. They're running Quincy Prochet out of SMU on the deeper passes. And Duvernay's hanging around doing the drag routes, the flare routes, the little stutters. I don't see a lot of things on his route tree that's right now down the field. And most of his yards are coming after the catch. Like I said, I would like Duvernay to have 2 more receptions. Whether those 2 receptions equate to 21 yards, I don't know. It's probably, I don't know.
Yeah, I took it. I took the 60, 64, 65.
Yep. I think it has a really good shot. I just want to question whether they come out here and try to establish the run.
Yep. I don't know. Hopefully this opens up a little bit. Honestly, I think it's only going to take one of these teams coming out and putting 1 or 2 scores on the board, and then it's going to open up completely.
Yeah, I am going to take the third quarter over 9.5.
If Baltimore comes out and they put a score on the board here, and then we get a quick turn from the Bengals, and then Baltimore comes out and puts another score. If they go up 10 or something, I think it's going to open up significantly on both sides. And this dude just kicked it out of bounds.
McPherson.
Yep. This dude just kicked it way out of bounds.
It's the 40. That's a good chance. I'd take offensive score then right now. Because they're going to at least, they should get a field goal. That's where you want to take offensive score. Already got the third quarter over. I'll throw in the offensive score here.
There you go.
Minus 12. They're giving me plus money for offensive score.
There you go. Hey, they were just talking about T. Higgins.
Yeah.
They said it's the ankle that's limiting him. That's why he's not playing. So they basically made him active for the game, and then he's not playing.
Yep.
Awesome. Whoa.
All right. Here comes
Come on,
Lamar.
Just throw it away, dude.
Throw it away. Oh, you guys, you can't be doing that shit. So you have 2 places. One's offensive score, one's non-offensive score. Right after the first play, This one's always offensive score. After that first play, this one is now no offensive score, and this one's offensive score.
Oh.
So they switched the side. So if you're not reading and you're just looking, hey, that's where I normally select my offensive score. You're not sure what you got.
Nice.
And there's Dobbins.
Nice run from Dobbins. And there's a first down.
I do love it. Like, oh, the legs are still churning. The legs are churning because the guard and the tackle are pushing your ass from behind.
Well, and they're 6'5", and they literally are picking him up and pushing him in.
Yes.
They're picking him off the ground and pushing him.
I was like, look at that strength. The only strength is on the back for his ass going like this. They're going around carrying the guy. It's not falling down.
His legs are in the air doing this.
Yeah. Push my ass. Let me jump right now, and then you just carry me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that didn't work.
Come on, you guys have got to freaking throw. You guys have to throw the ball.
Well, again, they don't. There's no Bateman. Andrews hasn't done much except for the touchdown, which I attribute that.
But how many targets does he have? Like 4?
He's got 3, 2 for 18.
How much is he going to do? You're not throwing him the ball.
Correct.
There you go. Air it out, baby. Come on, get this. Oh, that was Duvernay. Nope. That would have been his yards and his touchdown. Damn. Yep. That would have been huge. That would have been everything Duvernay right there.
Yep. And he didn't have to throw that yet. One, he could have thrown it a lot earlier.
I mean, he's wide open. He ran himself open. He just overthrew it a little bit.
Yeah. But this is when people say, oh, Lamar for the deep ball. What I see Lamar doing the deep ball is he chucks it as far as he can, and let's see if someone can run under it. There's Andrews. Short.
I mean,
they're going to go for it here. They go for it at the 45-yard line on the other side. Lamar's begging and saying there.
He should be able to get it himself.
But this is what they've got in issues before. But to me, the issue versus the Dolphin game is you did it on your own 45. That was the stupid thing. I mean, to me, this has got to be a play where I get him to the outside where he can use his speed. This crap where they run this and they run this up the middle.
What are they doing?
They've done this at the quarterback snack. Andrews comes up and he takes the quarterback sneak.
Oh my God, he missed him by 6 yards. Good Lord.
All you have to do is
freaking open.
Loft the ball. That ball had to have no speed on it. Just
what was he doing?
Because he only has one way to throw. He has no touch.
Oh my gosh.
This is the one thing when you talk about Jackson, it's like it's a great play to Quincy Prochet. He's wide open. He's beat the guy. All you had to do is
just missed him.
Just lightly put the ball out in front.
Wow.
This is what he does doing Pat Mahomes does.
That's brutal.
All you have to do is just kind of
a
little air under it, and that's it. He has no air. I mean, he literally has one way to throw it. Yep.
You just need a touch on it there. That was rough.
That's not called pinpointing the ball. That's learn from Kurt Warner. Throw the ball to a spot and let him run into it. You could have thrown that ball in the middle of the field. Like, I hate it when guys have that. The wide receiver's broken. There's no safety back there. All you had to do is throw it anywhere, just hanging up in the air. Just get it to where
he can get underneath it. Just get it out there where you can get it to the receiver. You just have to get it in his hands. That's it.
Yeah. They ask Kurt Warner all the time, like, how do you know to throw to that route? He said that route had green grass, which meant I could throw the ball into that area, and then it was up for the receiver then to go
just run underneath it.
That's it. Why doesn't Bruce be able to get the ball? Well, okay. He was in the middle. I threw it to the middle. Akeem, Bruce, Torrey Holt, wherever you guys, just go run into it. I mean, that's the way you play quarterback. When you sit there and have something like that, you mention his name in MVP, you can't miss that. I mean, you can't miss the touchdown throw. You can't miss the then wheel route throw to the wide receiver. And there, now all of a sudden the Bengals are plus 1.5.
Yeah, I mean, Lamar's never been he's never been a prolific passer. He's not, not a guy who's got great touch. Like that's not his style. But I mean, that's a throw that you got to be able to hit that.
That's
You
playing
got to be able to
quarterback.
hit. Dude's wide open, and I mean, he blew it twice. He blew two open receivers on that drive. Both would have been touchdowns.
Yep.
That's tough. That's real tough there. We don't actually have a side in this. Did you take a side? I didn't take a side. I mean, you might have both sides. I don't have one. We're on the over.
Yeah. We're on the over. That was the biggest thing I was on. So I mean, at least get my teaser over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben in the chat is also on the Ravens.
Oh, there's the interception.
There's the interception. Beautiful.
Plus
Plus
that
280.
was yeah. That was a nice juicy one there.
Plus 220 on the Joe Burrow interception.
Yeah.
On a really, really bad throw.
Very quickly. Cashed that one real fast. I thought that might have been an end of the game Hail Mary type thing.
Yep.
Burrow was one of the quarterbacks that I used to always take the throw and interception last year. I used to take Burrow and Roethlisberger.
Well, he didn't see him. He didn't see him that he was sitting there.
Nope.
He's looking at him, waiting to come out of his break. He's looking at the corner and the safety, and Queen is just standing there. Queen didn't move. So everyone's like, "Oh, Queen made a great play." He didn't move. He threw the ball right at him.
Just didn't see him.
Yep, staring down at his guy.
All right, here we go. Now, all right,
Yep.
Lamar. Let's try and not screw this up. Basically got it right back in the same spot here.
Yep.
Here we go. We're going to go at it again. What happened there?
He didn't throw it as far as he could. That was about the best he could when he was getting hit. Yep. I mean, if you think the Ravens are going to take the lead here, I know we don't want to challenge things, but technically you can take him to throw a second pick because you could get the Hail Mary at the end of the game. You could get another way. It wouldn't be a bad option to go take another shot at plus 225. Yeah, running.
We need one of those. We need one of those pop passes.
Yeah, the stupid little pitch right in front of him. Yeah, that counts as a catch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Bengals are daring Lamar to complete a pass. Oh, they throw it to Tylan Wallace. They stuck him in the backfield, and he gained a yard. Yep, here comes Tucker. Here comes Tucker to get my 6.5.
I was gonna say now I'm seeing why Tucker's number was 7.5.
Lamar and Burrow are actually tied for the same number of completions right now. The difference is Lamar's got a 20.5.
Hater's hitting 101 on the gun. Sheesh. I think this is it.
It's good.
Game over. Padres.
There's Lamar, and there's the 6.5 for Tucker. 13-10. Here's 3. That's fine. I just need a touchdown now by the Bengals to give me my third quarter. Because we still have over 10 minutes left. We got plenty of time. We probably got 2 possessions. Yeah, what does he work on with Tucker? Keep
Yeah, I
kicking?
don't know what they're doing.
No, I'm saying, like, what does the kicking coach work with Tucker? Like, all right, what we need to do is keep doing what you're doing.
Right, exactly. Just keep doing
Uh,
that thing where you hit field goals.
See, Bob, but that's the misnomer we talk about all the time. 7.5, 9.5. There's no difference in a bet. It's a book just kind of tricking you. Whether you're 7.5, 9.5, 90% of the time, the only way you're covering is a touchdown and field goal. Unless the team is down by 20 points and you have a 2-point conversion capable, or you have a moron coach. So this is the other thing. Without Higgins, they're just force feeding Chase, which is really stupid. I thought Higgins
Yeah,
was going to play.
I think this is showing that Higgins is actually pretty important to this offense.
Yeah. I mean, but he's got Tyler Boyd. Let's get back to Hayden Hurst. Let's get back to Joe Mixon. Come on, guys. Remember to hold.
They are one of the slowest. They're one of the slowest moving teams in the league, though. The Bengals are.
Yeah.
It's not ideal for an over. Unless you've got a team that's forcing your hand, which right now Baltimore isn't.
Corner's coming.
First down, Hayden Hurst.
There's Hayden Hurst.
And then he spun the ball
It's the
like a
ball.
little fire thing.
Yep. He does the old, who's the first person to do that? I want to say Ernest Givens from the Oilers used to do that. He was the first one that would do that after every first down.
Spin the ball.
Yep. Showing my age here.
5 for 47 and a touchdown.
Yep. Oh, that went nowhere. That was a slow developing run, and by the time he actually got the ball, the Ravens were on the other side of the offensive line. Great, that's what you want. Your right tackle's got his knee taped. Okay, so Marcus Williams is out. This may actually help the Ravens to pass defense. He may actually play his assignment.
Boyd.
Yep. Couple of yards to run after the catch. But they have no faith in their offensive line. Everything's get rid of the ball quickly.
Right.
I mean, they're dropping into a zone. Can you not read it, or you just don't think you've got more than 3 yards, 3 seconds to throw the ball? Here comes the blitz. Picked up. You got time. He goes way deep.
Yeah, that's pass interference.
He just grabbed him. There you
Yeah.
go. Get a nice PR for 30 yards. So,
Yeah, I think Peters fell down or something and then grabbed him on the way by. Yeah.
Yep.
Ernest Givens and Haywood Jeffries. Bob says.
I think Haywood Jeffers is coming into another thing. I was talking more Ernest Givens, but yes. Ernest Givens is around in the 80s. Come on. What are you complaining about? You had you grabbed the back of his jersey for 15 yards. You're like, oh, I'm right with him. Then when there, no, you held him for 15 yards.
I'm right with him, but he's pulling me.
Yes. There was another one
Come on,
after it was
bro.
Ernest
Take a
Givens
freaking shot. What are you guys doing?
Down to Mixon for another 4 or 5. Let's go. 8 minutes. Come on. Let's get a touchdown. Books don't know what to do. They're hovering right at that 42, 43.
The Browns are trading for Falcons Pro Bowl linebacker Deion Jones.
Hold on. You said the word Falcons and Pro Bowl linebacker.
In exchange for a late round draft pick.
There you go. First down.
Probably because they lost Walker a couple weeks ago.
Well, you should be trading for anybody who can actually play defense.
I don't think it's the players. I think it's the coaching or the scheme or the play calling or there's something that's off. I honestly don't think it's the players. I think it's something with the coaching or the coordination or something.
Oh,
would be nice if you could complete one of these.
Yeah. Haywood Jeffries. That's not the guy I was thinking of. Yeah, he's forcing that ball, though. They're going to end up kicking a field goal here and tying the game. That's what's going to happen here. I have a 5 for the last one is Kelsey any team, or I can cash out. Only $320 on it. They're offering me 107 Kelsey anytime touchdown. That's a terrible pass. What's the flag? The flag's right there. The flag's going to be in the secondary. This is going to be a first down either way. My gut feeling, I would roll with Kelsey. I think they destroy the
Casey always rolls against Vegas. They might not cover, but they're going to score.
Yeah. Well,
Mahomes always shows out against Casey or against Vegas.
And Kelsey's got a good chance to get that. Yep. And his hands to the face. First down. Let's go. 5:53. Let's punch this in. Let's go, Joe.
Yeah, can we get a freaking touchdown? Like, come on. Oh my Lord. These play calls are so
no,
why?
it's no confidence. It's like we're just going to throw it out and let him run. Why?
Let's put the ball in his hands and let him make a play. How about we throw it to the fucking end zone? How about that?
The only thing you're doing is this is setting up something. Because if Hurst was wide open, by the way. He came right off the line like that, and everybody funneled to that. If you fake that,
look at where he's at right now. He's probably going to run a seam here right up the middle.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's sitting down. He's running. Yeah, he's running a hook.
And
he throws it to him, and yep.
Yep, and he gets there. But that last play, all you got to do is fake it. Everybody's flowing to the left. Hurst is coming right around off this guy acting like he's blocked a delay. He'll come wide open in the middle of the field.
Yep.
Here comes Burrow, and we're just going to throw it to Hurst because that's what we do. Hurst, you got to catch that and be able to get upfield there. There's nothing but green grass in front of you. Hop, do something. Givens was the other guy. Okay. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay. All right, big 3rd and 5 here. Safe play.
Oh, that's PI. That's PI.
Yep, that's going to put the ball at the 1.
Yeah.
Here comes our Joe Mixon touchdown.
Yep, that's PI.
What did I do? I just hit him.
How long could we possibly take to score a touchdown?
Rules are so different. What are you talking about, Chris Collinsworth? You're a moron. I know you guys are in the Ravens.
Basically, what we need here is
Oh,
we
come
need
on.
the Bengals to take the lead.
This is what you want. You're on the 1-yard line, and what you do
We
is
need
you
a
go
touchdown.
shotgun.
Come on.
And you're going to go with
Oh
shotgun.
my God. What is going on? Is he
That
running the
was-
wrong route? What happened?
No, it was another PI. The ball's in the air, and he's being held. Watch.
He wasn't even turned back for it.
Correct. He didn't look back, but Clark had him. Watch this. So remember, you could hold and stuff. You could chuck within 5 yards, but the ball's in the air. He grabbed him to get around the pick.
The ball's gone before he even he gets to him.
Yeah, we cashed that Hurst receptions. Yep. Yeah, you're going to run a double reverse.
Oh
Tyler,
my Lord.
and he's going to lose 15 yards.
A freaking million yards. Literally the worst outcome there besides a turnover. The only thing worse on that play is a turnover.
Yep. I don't. You're 3rd and 1. You've been under center the whole fucking game. Get under center, 3rd and 1, and hand off to Mixon.
3rd and 1. Let's do a double reverse, and then we're going to try and throw the ball with a wide receiver
to Joe Burrow.
Fooled nobody.
Yeah, to Joe Burrow. As soon as it's not Joe Burrow, throw it away. All right, this is probably going to give us our Joe Burrow interception.
This is what. And he's back to the 1. He's back to the 1. This is what makes teams question whether Zach Taylor is a good coach or not.
What the hell are you?
This is why Zach Taylor's questioned as a good coach.
You're going to go for it?
I mean, it's good for our over, but as far as the game goes, I would kick the field goal that's going to tie it.
We talk about you take points that ties a game.
You're going to tie a game. I don't know how you don't tie a game.
Especially late in the 3rd quarter.
Jesus, what was...
That was going to be the pitch play, and it didn't work.
I'll tell you what, these coaches that run these 4th down plays, like they just run them just to run. It's like these are the guys that grew up and they've played too much Madden. They've played too much Madden and they always just go for it on 4th down.
Yes.
You probably should take the 3 points to tie the game here. Wow. That's brutal.
That's one. You got down to the 1-yard line on a PI call, and you didn't run the ball once. You only made it down the field to get back in this game because you ran the ball. So this is where guys like, oh, we've got to get it to our playmakers. We got to get it to our playmakers. Bullshit. You got to do what works. You're averaging 4.8 yards a carry. You had it at the 1-yard line. Run the damn ball. I run the ball. Why are you scared to run the ball? That is just beyond stupid.
And this is why Zach Taylor gets questioned, because that was That was a very sketchy sequence there. It
You know what's
just
even
seems like there are some obvious mistakes there.
you know what's a really obvious mistake right now? The books just gave us Baltimore punt this drive at minus 120.
Oh, when they're gonna have the ball from inside the 1?
Yep. The line's moving because everybody and their mother is punching this. Like, how stupid can you be?
Yeah, I don't have that. I have outcome of the next play, not the drive.
You don't have drive result? Drive result's the best thing you can get.
No, a lot of times you guys have it or you have it, and I don't get it. Mm-mm.
Well, right now you can't even get both teams to score 20 points as plus 320.
Yeah, I have will the Ravens acquire first down and outcome of next play.
I don't. All right, I take back what I don't know why Joe Mixon doesn't touch the fucking ball. That just pissed me off. Yep, they're going to do. See, the Ravens know to run the ball. You're averaging 4.8 yards a carry. You're moving down on the ball on PIs and running the ball. Yeah. Was this supposed to be a play to the tight end? And it's third down. Only have will they get a first down minus 400? Yeah, I would never take will you get a first down. Though D likes to take will you pass the 25-yard line? Will you pass the 35-yard line? No, I want 4 chances that you got to get a first down before I have to take punt. And I understand if you're going to go for it, but if you're going to go for it, you're going to run the damn ball. One time at the 1-yard line, you have to run the ball. Corners blitz it again. And Andrews catches it, and there you go. There's the first down. And that play right there probably officially kills the over. The defensive tackle doesn't come out there to cover the middle. I mean, come on. That's the defense you run? So this is why I like punt, because Baltimore gets it past the 50, they're not going to punt. Here comes Lamar. He picks up 7. It's his 5th carry. His prop's only 9, but yeah. What is he expecting? Like Lamar to be running all over the round? Oh, that just pissed me off. Hit a field goal. Yeah. Hand the ball off. I go to the fourth quarter. Yeah. Out of all those jerseys, the best player there is probably Tucker. All right, we lose the third quarter. You gotta be kidding me on that. To the 1 yard line, and you don't even run the ball once. Ugly.
Yeah, it's an ugly game. So I was looking at the Tennessee Bama game.
Yep.
And I know we were talking in the chat yesterday about Rob thinks that Tennessee's going to beat them, or you give them a bad time or whatever. It could very well be, but it's a touchdown. Spread is a touchdown for Bama on the road.
Well, that's because
kind of where I figured it would be. But I feel like everybody's probably going to be on Tennessee in that game.
I don't know if everyone's going to be. I think everyone's going to be on Bama because the line's going to be so short.
Maybe. I mean, I was thinking the opposite. Like I was thinking, maybe people aren't watching the games or don't really know, and maybe they are watching the games. But me, I'm seeing a Bama team that if they are fully healthy and they have Bryce Young play, I think Bama they probably roll in that game. And I think a lot of people are going to be on Tennessee, and I think a lot of people are going to get burned.
Well, that's where I think. So you're saying the average fan. The average fan is going to look up and see Bama at -7 or Bama -3 the first half, and they're going to take Bama.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're going to look at is Tennessee is the number 1 offense in the country. Their issue is going to be against the pass. They had the 11th best rushing defense. Bama's only moving the ball lately on the ground. Now, when Bryce Young plays, they'll probably be able to move it in the air, but even through the air hasn't been the greatest either. I mean, Ja'Cory Brooks, he hits him.
Yep.
Oh,
Andrews.
The wounded duck, and Andrews catches the wounded duck. And that's my question. And the other fact is Tennessee is yet to lose a first half. They come out strong to begin with, and they come out really well. The Bama defense is no slouch. They're the 6th best defense in the country, 12th best against the pass, 8th against the rush. Now, quite frankly, some of that is, I say, looking at who they played. I think Lamar got hurt here. Is he all right?
Yeah, he looks all right.
Yeah,
I
here's what I'm saying when they say they played. They played an Arkansas team that could run the ball. Okay.
Yeah.
And Arkansas was able to score 26 versus them. They played a Texas A&M team in which they scored the same amount of points as Miami did. So then they played Vanderbilt, University of Louisiana Monroe, Texas, Utah State. Not exactly tremendous offenses in any of these games. So, I mean, maybe you say Arkansas probably is the one thing that shows how good their defense is. And their front four can be great. Will Anderson can make plays, but Will Anderson also can get burned too, especially on the ground.
He's a great rusher, but if you can get behind him, then he's relevant.
So, that's the question. So, I mean, if I'm going to play this game, I'm going to play Tennessee in the first half and Bama in the full game. Because I agree.
It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how the number moves this week. I don't think the books are going to move it too much because they don't want to. If they bring Bama down to -6.5 or lower, then I think they're going to have a big liability. Oh, there's another Andrews catch.
Yep. This is it. I mean, touchdown here pretty much ends this game.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, well, I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe the the football fan, the college football fan that watches more, that watches a bunch of college football, is going to say this is a damn good Tennessee team and we're getting a touchdown at home. Whereas average Joe is going to be like, I only have to lay a touchdown with Bama. Sure, I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll tell you. That's where I think you're going to have the line. I have 7.5. I don't even have 7.
Yeah.
So the Ravens are favored by 5.5 right now.
I don't think the books are going to move it under. I don't think the books are going to move it under 7, because if they do, I think they open themselves up for a huge liability.
Yeah. And this is going to be a 98-yard drive if they get any points on this. And you're going to churn the clock. I mean, the loss of Pickens is massive. The fact that they don't really
Obviously,
go to Boyd,
yeah.
they don't go to Boyd at all, but basically they took Mixon out of the game themselves. I still can't give up. You get the 1 yard line. Your running back's churning yards. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try a pick play. Then we're gonna apply a wide receiver, weird, stupid play, and then we're gonna hit chase again, and we're gonna get back to the 1, and then we're gonna try a little flop to the tight end, which the tackle didn't do the right thing apparently to create the hole. But again, I mean, you got to run the ball at least once. That's how you score down low. You don't score by throwing the ball. Yeah, for every fade pattern you have, there's like 15 that are incomplete. Oh, that's going to piss me off. Cincinnati needs to hold Baltimore to a field goal here. I mean, officially have the worst second half ever in Baltimore sports. Okay, I know where that is. That's great. Here comes the delayed blitz. Here he comes, and he gets the pass off to Duvernay.
It's another 9-10 yards.
Yeah.
Is that his first catch in the second half?
Yep. His first catch in the second half. He's wide open. He's really wide open. I don't know what 20 is doing the whole time. And here's going to be the ground game. Yeah. Because that's what you do. You run, get a flag. This will be a holding, and we'll go back 10 yards.
Nope, defense.
Holding defense. We gotta love holding calls on the defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm. I thought I thought we'd see more. Oh my lord! Oh, almost had that Lamar pick.
Yep.
I thought we would. I thought we'd see more fireworks in this game. I really think that the Higgins.
Oh, it changes the
The
game. You
Higgins
can just
issue
double.
on the Higgins issue on the Cincinnati side just it really hamstrings their offense.
Well, the fact if you're not going to throw the ball to Tyler Boyd, because
I
Higgins
don't
could
think
be.
that Boyd is enough of a threat. Um, so teams are with Boyd not being as much of a threat and there being no Higgins, they can key on Chase and
Yep.
they key on Chase and just, you know, if Boyd beats us, he beats us, but he's probably not going to beat us. They probably go one-on-one with Boyd and then key on Chase, and they don't have to worry about Higgins. That's
Well,
probably why
I've
Hurst
watched,
is being freed up a little bit.
I've watched Boyd be open a ton. He just won't throw the ball. He doesn't
Yeah,
look his way. He's looked at Mike Thomas more than he's looked at Tyler Boyd. Now,
I
granted,
don't.
there's a size difference.
Yeah,
All right, here comes Isaiah Likely. He's in the slot right here. Now he's in motion. He'll be
got one.
right there and get the ball.
Got one right.
He needs
That's
11,
him.
10 yards. Yeah, he gets 9.
Got a chunk there.
That gives him 11.
That was that.
Now they're gonna
I thought it was
go for
third
it
and
again.
6. Did he get 5? How many yards did you get?
I thought it was 2nd and 9.
I thought it was.
It was
6.
3rd and 6. You're right. He got 5. Okay. So last week was all the brouhaha because they went for it, but this is the difference. This is not the Bills. They're going to go for it again. Mark Andrews is going to run the quarterback sneak. Oh, he's going to try to draw him. And kick the field goal. Come on, Bengals win 17-16, just so I can laugh my ass off.
So this is the Tucker over here. If you had to take 7.5.
Yep. It was the right decision as long as you told Lamar, do not throw an interception. So do not just throw it up in the middle of the end zone when nothing's there. Like what you had to tell him is, hey, the worst thing we want is the ball at the 2-yard line. So if it's not there, throw the ball out of the end zone. 16-10. It's a brilliant game here. Knowing the way the NFL is, this is going to be a Bengals touchdown with a missed extra point. Or for no reason, it'll be a Bengals touchdown, and then they'll decide to go for 2. Oh. Well, this should be good for Burrow's passing numbers.
Yeah. Where's his yardage? Where's his yardage at right now?
Not good. 181 because everything came.
181.
But I'm still laughing that Mixon has 9 carries for 49 yards, and you did not give him 1 carry at the goal line. 1 carry. I don't care if you want to throw it 3 other times, but 1 time at the 1, I'm going to let my running back see if he can pound it in. I don't care if it's Mixon. I don't care if it's P. Ryan. I don't care if you want a quarterback sneak Joe Burrow, but you need to run it at least once. You're gashing them on the ground. Stay on the ground. They're still 942. They still can go play on the ground. Oh, it's gonna fucking suck. There's also enough time where Seattle can go down the field and just hit a field goal. Yep, that's pretty much what our radio was. We just sit there and well, the key thing is this. There's a difference of when they take the points and when they don't. There's 9 minutes. They're not 2 minutes in the game. Or a minute and 40 seconds, which was last week. You're not playing a prolific Buffalo offense that went up and down the field in the second half. An offense that's already playing really, really well. Because everyone's like, oh, you take the field goal, you win. No, you don't. The Bills went right down the field. They got to the 1 yard line and they died the ball. All that would have happened is the Bills would have got a touchdown. And the way they were moving the ball, they got to the 1 without any issue. They would have 4 cracks at the 1. Correct, yes. Same thing they had versus the Dolphins, and the Dolphins hang up and they stop. Most likely, though, the Bills get a touchdown. They were running the ball nicely. Wouldn't have been any issue. And you would have just lost by 4, and you could just take your analytics and shove it up your ass. There goes Mixon. Look, they decided to run Mixon at the 25-yard line, and he gets 7. It's the weirdest hat. It almost looks like he's wearing a surfer hat. Look at the symbol that's on it.
Yeah, it's a weird hat.
I mean, it's a Ravens thing, but it looks like, all right, I'm wearing Pac Sun.
I think that's the cancer. I think that's the breast cancer or whatever, the cancer hat.
Isn't it supposed to be pink? Here comes Mixon, another run, another big carry. Yeah, we couldn't have done this. Goal line.
It's October, so it should be
pink.
Normally it is all pink, but I think they're doing something different maybe this year. Because I saw him wearing the multicolors in the other games.
I was recocking the bathroom, so I missed some of the other games. Joe Burrow has it knocked right back into him. What the world is 97 doing? That's the weirdest little dance. Yeah, I hit it. All right, you hit it. Now you're coming off the field for that dance. I think you're doing a little ballerina thing. They're having an impact because you just want to throw the ball all around the yard instead of gaining 6 and 7 yards on the ground. Now you can throw it. The post is open. Instead, you're gonna
force it to chase. You got a guy that's one-on-one blanket coverage, and you've got safety help over top.
This is probably gonna be defensive holding, though.
Okay, well, that's 5 yards. You're gonna 5 yard your way down the field.
Watch the post. There's no safety. Right? There's one safety in the top. There he comes.
Yeah, and he's going with Chase.
Yeah.
The safety help goes to Chase.
Who's this white
You
guy?
have other receivers that can catch the ball.
Who's the white guy?
Who's who?
The white wide receiver. It's not Hayden Hurst.
I don't know. Yeah, I
No,
don't
it's
know
just
the guy
okay.
that's in the slot there. I don't know who
Yeah,
that is.
it's not Erickson. He got picked up by somebody else.
Must be
Question is why?
filling. He must be
Why is he
filling
on the
Higgins' role here. He's on the outside right here, right?
No, that's
Or
Hurst.
is that Hurst? They're so obsessed with getting the ball to Jamar Chase that it's just the offense is just so bad.
It just it stands out when it's there because it's like, oh, we can run after the play. The problem is the entire defense is keying on Chase.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
block here by Tyler Boyd.
they're just so obsessed with getting the ball to Chase that
Yeah, this is the part where
it's they're either forcing it into him or
Yep.
just some other janky play that they're running.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do. Here we go. Let's not run the ball. Oh no, There we go. Nice little spin. Picked up 3, 4. That's what
I
Mixon
don't know.
does.
They look awful.
I don't think they look awful. They're moving the football. They're just. I mean, I expected them to look more explosive this week, but again, it's the loss of Higgins was massive, and they're not even attempting to really go downfield.
Nope.
Like if I would have known Higgins wasn't going to play, I probably wouldn't have been on the over.
Well, they said he was going to play. Even
And he
he didn't
did.
even
He
have the
played and he dressed.
injury. He had a questionable tag leading up to the game, and then earlier today that was cleared, and they said he's gonna play. He's fine. He's gonna go.
I'm not going to be surprised if the Bengals go down and kick a field goal. I really am not. Great pickup by Mixon. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Don't worry, they're not going to run it either. There's no chance. They got to the 1. Yep. Yep. 3rd and 1. Nice play. There you get the Tyler Boyd. Somebody else runs. Hold on to the football. There you go to the 22. Good play. Bring Tyler Boyd in like he's going to block. Yeah. Yep. Nice little cut there by Boyd. Come on, run Mixon. He's going to get 4. He's going to get 5. I mean, you run Mixon right now. He's getting 4 every time. Get you into ahead of the sticks. Mixon looks gassed though. You love it when you're running back going, let me stand up. Kind of tells you his whole tell sign, no, this is going nowhere.
He's
I mean, come on.
he's probably got 25 touches, 25 or 30 touches in this game.
Yeah, but to me, that's where Burrow's got to see. He's got a man right behind him. Somebody else had to be open.
He's got. Well, maybe not.
Yeah, Boyd was wide open in the middle of the field, and he goes through the check down because that's what's been working. But Baltimore changed there, and they just had a guy standing right behind him. Like, here, throw the ball to him. We really want you to.
There you go. Oh my goodness, you
Got it.
couldn't get away from that.
There you go. We're going to get down to the 4.
Let's get a score here.
It's a great throw, though. Humphrey's got great position. It's a back shoulder throw that threw to the front shoulder.
I was gonna say he threw it to the other shoulder.
Yes, but he caught it with his hands, which was big too. Because Humphrey was all over his body.
Now let's
If we run
hurry up
some
and get a touchdown here.
just run Mixon.
There it is.
Now we
Touchdown. He's in.
Yep.
Oh, they mark him short.
To the half-yard line.
They're going to take this all the way down.
Well, they shouldn't. Yeah, the knee's down. Where's the ball?
It's
can't see
really
the ball.
close. Yeah, it's really close.
Oh, wait, his elbow is in the over the paint.
I was going to say his elbow looked like it was over the line there.
That's where the ball is. The elbow's over the goal line.
It doesn't look like anybody's going to challenge it.
The knee's down, but the elbow looks like it's over the goal line. Can't see the football, but you can see the elbow, which is holding the football.
Right.
I don't know if it's overturned because I don't think they're going to say you can't see the football, but logically, it's it. The other factor is you're back to the same spot you were before. You better run it 3 downs. You got 3 downs here. You're at the half-yard line. This should only be a run. If you pass the ball once, you are a moron. One, you want the clock to continue to run no matter what. Bob, yeah, Bob is looking for the Ravens to say, go to the gun and pass it. if you line up on the damn gun at the 1-yard line, this should be a Joe Burrow anytime touchdown. To be flat out honest here. That's what this should be. You are at the half-inch yard line. In my day, this was the Jim McMahon special. For 15 years, this was automatic quarterback sneak. And then we get to think, oh, we're going to do pitch. We're going to line up in the shotgun like Arizona does. Or we're going to take our 5-4 quarterback and we're going to try to run him from the shotgun up to the middle. No. If you line up in the shotgun, you right there, you should be shot. You had 3 wide receivers, though. That's what I'm worried about. All right, here you go. Quarterback sneak right off the end line.
Jamar Chase jump ball. No, touchdown.
Touchdown, Joe
Sneak.
Burrow. Yep. You have your you have your tight end, you have your running back. Their whole job is to push the damn quarterback. And let's go. We should have 2 touchdowns this freaking drive, the half. We should have 20 points. But it's the right move. I mean, it's the same thing you do when you put the offensive tackle back at fullback. Our job is going to be, all right, we're going to run the shotgun, and we're going to run the Wildcat. Now, the Ravens would probably end up winning this because Tucker can hit a 78-yard field goal. There's a difference of time, though, Chris. The same decision matters differently when there's 2 minutes versus there's 9 minutes. And there's no guarantee he makes an extra point. And he missed it.
Oh my gosh, no, he hit it. Wow, that was really close.
That was good.
Holy cow.
I gotta watch this again.
It went right over the top of the post. Oh my
Ooh.
gosh.
Which is the question. What people have is
If
there
that
was a,
wasn't over, if that
there
wasn't
was
over the top of the post, it would have hit the post and
it
bounced
would have
out
hit the post.
probably.
Yeah, it would have hit the post and bounced out. So the
Yeah.
question on you can take field goal attempt by Baltimore if you still believe in Baltimore right now at minus 120. There was a petition. I forget which coach did it, but his petition was to lengthen the post so you can see him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Gerard has watched this. Rings of Power. Do we think the chick is dead? The elf? That is all I'm going to hear about. That is all week. Is that was a missed field goal. If the post was longer, he would have missed the field goal. I was like, yeah, I'm sure Tucker's kicked some before. If the post was longer, he would have missed the field goal too. Oh. All right, Ken, you're not missing. We lose the over. Um, Technically, we still could get Likely. We still could hit Lamar. Um, they finally got smart and decided to run it at the 1 yard line, but that's the second time they were there. They should have been able to run it last time. I think that's being reviewed, by the way, because my book put it right back to 16. Yeah, my book has it at 16-16 now. I, it,
It's showing it on the broadcast 17-16.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. That was reviewed, by the way. Of course, I get it to Andrews for 5 yards. All right. The Bengals better get out of this prevent defense, or all that's going to happen is Tucker's going to hit a 60-yard field goal. Okay. I mean, the only thing with Game of Thrones is basically the entire season is going to be nothing happen for the most part until the ending for season 2. Yep. There it is. They're at the 45 already. They technically need about 5 more yards for just a kicker to go try a 67-yard field goal. There's no win at all. I don't know what defense we're playing here except for the prevent the win. That was a twist? Yeah, I mean, they kept on jumping times and the whole thing. I mean, this whole thing was kind of like a giant build-up season. We're going to build up to something actually happening in season 2, episode 1. That's what it feels like. It's not as good as the first one in any way, shape, function, or form. Yes, it has more dragons, but okay. It was kind of cool that the one kid stole the dragon. And the other kid stole the eye. Yeah. I mean, it was a major letdown that you build up the whole thing for the Night King, and then the Night King gets killed 2 episodes before the end, and then it was like, okay, well, that was the thing. And then, but that was the first time you actually saw the dragon kind of attack the people, and that basically showed one dragon can take out a whole 5,000, 10,000 man army. Why in the world would you go after Tylen Wallace?
It's a nice run from Lamar.
He got tripped by his own guy. I mean, but here's the. I understand you're playing your keys, but watch this. 2 guys go after Tylen Wallace. I'll let Tylen Wallace carry the ball. He was actually tackled by Duvernay.
That's 50 yards for Lamar.
See, 94 right there. Hubbard has to immediately go after Lamar. That's all you had to do. Yeah, you want to blame. The only reason you're not winning this game because your coach is a moron. Because you didn't run the ball at the 1 yard line once, like you did the next time, and you easily scored. I actually probably wouldn't mind Baltimore winning this +3 because the reason why is because on a lot of my bets I have Baltimore money line and Cincinnati +3. Just don't score a touchdown. Give the ball to Kenyon Drake. I'm watching She-Hulk, La Brea, Kings of Power, Reboot, Big Sky, GOT, Andor, and Terminalist. Yeah, but you would have been pissed that you've been waiting the entire game until he gets on the last drive. So this is generally when quarterbacks get most of their rushing yards because guys back up, the linebackers fall out, and then he just takes the run. It's one of the reasons why Murray actually does anything towards the end of the game because it's easy. Once the linebackers drop out, like they're going to play zone, he just turns and takes the hole. If they don't, then he turns and he looks for a guy to pass to. Another little chunk yard by Lamar. Lamar's at the 51 yards rushing, 174 yards passing. This is like 3 years ago, Lamar. Pass for under 200 yards. LeBray is interesting. Like, again, why do you keep going after Tylan Wallace or Kenyon Drake? Make Kenyon Drake return the ball. Well, they're going to run another play first. Then they'll call timeout. Unless they want to just kick it with 2 seconds. Yep, let's figure it out. What I really hope you just turn around and the play clock's going to expire with 1 second. At least the Ravens don't cover. Well, Star Wars Andor, what you actually basically did, it's a Star Wars bank heist. That's really what it is. Just like She-Hulk is a lawyer superhero show. Star Wars is a bank heist being planned in the Star Wars universe, which is actually pretty cool. But again, it's kind of like GOT. Nothing has happened for 4 episodes, for the most part. Yeah, the one kind of attack when they went through and they killed some people, but other than that, it's been planning and getting ready like any other bank heist show. You're planning for the big bike heist. It's a bad snap. It's right down the middle, and it's good.
All game.
All game. And Zach Taylor, you have your own self to blame. You were at the 1 yard line. You didn't kick a field goal. You didn't run the ball. And if you did that, guess what? They would have needed a touchdown. Euphoria is just kind of too weird for me. It's too graphic, too. $36 points. Absolutely pathetic second half. Yep. Oh. All right. Well. Too many props for a game that doesn't score any touchdowns.
Yep.
That's not going to go well. Yep. Dobbins doesn't get in. Lamar basically ends up 2 yards shy. Yeah, Tucker's a great kicker. And that's kind of one of the reasons we had that. We cash Andrews anytime touchdown. That was really the big one we cashed. Duvernay cashes easier. Tucker cashes easier. Like I said, I wasn't sure Duvernay was going to get the yards. He ends up not getting the extra yards. We lose likely. Basically, they decided that they didn't really want to do anything that game. So, all right, we'll be back on Thursday. Hopefully, for a better result. We get some terrible Thursday night game of the Bears versus the Redskins.
Can't be any worse. Can't be any worse than last week.
You're right. I think one team will score. And I don't know how everyone doesn't take the KC -7. I just no idea how you don't take that. KC is going to be able to dictate whatever they want. Yep.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. Yep.
I like the over. I like the over.
I've liked the over in a lot of games, and they've been just biting me in the ass. So, all right.
Yeah.
See you, everybody. Good night. I can't believe we did not win that. I mean, we should at least got into the 40s with a damn touchdown if you would have just ran a damn a touchdown, field goal, whatever you wanted to do with that play. You end up basically getting 36 points. Should at least got the 41. Yep. All right. See everybody. We'll see everybody on Thursday. Have a good night. Thanks,
See you
Rich.
guys. Yep.